Tell me what you need to move. Anything you need to move?
Ribo's right there.
Ribo's right there. So we're good. We can start?
We gotta have Ribo.
Is it OBS or is it the internet?
No, it's the internet dropping down and then coming back up.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, you guys are live now.
We're live?
Yeah.
I don't see it on here.
I'm seeing like it's a 1 minute video.
Yeah, it's still live.
No, I see us. I see us.
Oh,
There we go.
Hey.
Well, let's do it. Let's do
oh
it.
man, Bobby.
So just let me know if it drops
Yeah, I'm just gonna
off.
keep paying attention.
Okay. Can they hear us?
Hey, chat, can you hear us?
Can you-
let us know
Yeah.
in the chat, please, if you could?
Yeah, that would
Chat,
be
please,
awesome.
if you could.
Yeah, that. I just need to.
Oh, you can hear us?
Yeah, he listens.
Oh, that's
Okay, let's go. Okay. What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nintendo Talk Live. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined right now by the Sony Pony himself, Mr. Joseph Moran, Mr. Bad Bit himself.
Yep.
How you doing, Joe?
Hi. Yeah. Well, I was just walking the street, and you're like,
Yeah,
hey,
like, can you come inside and
can
do
you
this?
come inside?
Yeah.
I'm shooting a little thing called it's the internet radio.
Yeah, it's
Bobby's
yes.
old. This is what he calls it, and
A
so
little craziness at the moment.
yeah.
So we had some issues. A lot of it is Joseph's fault. Is why
take full
we're
credit of it,
late.
sure.
So James and I were here on time, ready to go, and then Joseph decides that he's going to schedule a different time to show up, and that's where we're at
It's
right
called
now.
being fashionably late, right? Everybody was talking about me for like 20 minutes.
I wouldn't call it fashionably late. I would call it like annoyingly late.
Also, I'm very upset. Ribo was here first.
Yeah, Ribo comes from Canada.
All the way from.
and beat you.
You don't even know if that's a real place, Bobby.
This is true. That's Donald Trump, and he's gonna tell you it's not a real
Yeah.
place. How was your trip?
You know what? It was pretty awesome. I picked up Mr. Joe after work. He's working the camera right now.
Yes, he's working the
And
camera.
we had just a beautiful talk about life and stuff. And, you know, it was nice. It was peaceful.
So just so everybody understands what's going to happen here is in hour one, which we just started now, and I guess Joe will tell us when we're up on the hour or whatever, but Joseph Moran will be in hour one.
Yep.
Hour two will be Jams. Hour three will be Joe after work actually coming in and jumping in and doing stuff. So what was the thumbs up? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Are we good? Joe? Are we good? Okay.
You gave us the face. You gave us the
He
face.
gives me a face. I don't know whether it's working or not. This is
Sorry, it's that I'm hearing.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I
So
got
the
it.
thing is, it's like now I know how the people at IGN feel because we got a producer. This is
Yeah.
the first time I've actually had a producer
Yeah.
tell me good, go, and all that stuff. But anyway, so I digress. So I wanted to, because we're doing something a little special today, I basically threw some questions together prior.
Yeah.
If chat hits us with some questions, then more than likely we'll try to throw them in as well and do all that
Absolutely.
stuff. But the way it works is this. Recently this week, a lot of people are talking about a rumor.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get into the rumor per se. I just want to talk more or less about what your feelings are
Towards the
capability. Like
Yeah.
not I don't want to address the rumor itself. And for those that don't know, earlier this week, there was a rumor, well it was actually last weekend it started. There was a rumor that Nintendo would put out a new Switch next year, 4K capabilities,
Yeah.
128 gig memory, 8 gigs of RAM, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to talk about, is this even possible? Is it even capable? Like, we're going from something that's not even remotely close to that and
Yeah.
jumping in. What's your feeling?
So, I think we all know that that's just out of the realm of possibilities,
Yeah.
right? 4K on the Switch, it's just not feasible for so many reasons, right? Cartridge size and the expensive like cartridges.
Yes.
So we see publishers already not wanting to buy the 38 gigabyte cards because they're too expensive.
Yeah.
4K, you see games like Gears of War, Forza, Halo, they're pushing over 100 gigs easy.
Yeah.
So there's just no way publishers would do that. So
Yeah.
I think 4K just for that simple reason alone, out of the question.
Yeah.
What I would like to see out of that, and I also think the rumor is silly, it's stupid. And it, to me, I was thinking about it when I was coming to drive Joe after work up here because, you know, you saying that, putting that in the ether, is dangerous because someone who might want to get into Nintendo or whatever the case may be may hold off.
Yes.
Or when the next one comes out, there's going to be that slew of disappointment. Well, we heard it was going to be 4K. It's only 1080p.
Yes.
We heard it was going to be 60 frames. It's only 30 type of crap.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid buying the Xbox Elite, the black Slim, thinking that it was actually going to be, because of some rumor online, it was actually going to be a boost in graphical performance, and it just wasn't the case.
Yeah.
So I think rumors like that, when you have an audience the size of some people out there, very dangerous to even put that on the ether, because it hurts not just your credibility, but the credibility of companies that you're covering.
I think my biggest fear is I feel like it hurts Nintendo in the terms of, if we all can go back and flash back to pre-Switch, there was all the rumors that the Switch was going to be as powerful as a PS4, as an Xbox One. And then when Nintendo actually revealed the numbers, and they were far less, people started flipping out and getting mad. Luckily,
I was one of those people. I was one of those people. Rumors have an effect.
Luckily Nintendo was able to bounce back and come back from this and really totally change the dynamic of where they are now. The trajectory just totally flip-flopped on them, and it which is great. For me personally, I want them to succeed all the time and do well. So it was pretty awesome to see what exactly took place. I mean, it's obvious. I think it's obvious now that this is not legit. But I mean, Per Schneider came out immediately and said this isn't true. The biggest thing is we can't even get Mega Man on one cartridge.
How we can't get LA Noire on one cartridge. We can't get Doom on one cartridge. And we're expecting 4K resolution. That's insane.
Like they literally have to split. Resident Evil, they had to split into two. Bayonetta had to split into two. They weren't even willing to put two cartridges in the same thing. So
the cartridges is a big step. And then when people are like, oh well, SD and solid state, that 128 gig space is gonna be incredibly expensive. That's solid state. It's not like you're throwing any type of, even like a hybrid drive in there, like a PlayStation 4 Pro or like an Xbox One X. You could just take the hard drives out. That's like $100 on the consumer for doing, but nonetheless, like a solid state card, just somewhere in the decent like 250, 500, you're getting in the 200s, 500s for that space. So let alone manufacturing cost is insane. And just lumping the sum on the consumer by going, hey, let's give buy a 500 gig SD card. That's not going to run you $200.
I just had a surreal moment. I'm sitting in the store. I got you next to me. I got Jams over here. I got Joe after work over here. And it's blowing my mind for a minute here because this is.
I can get up and I can just smooch right now, Bobby.
And we got Rybo. And we got the amazing Rybo.
How can we forget?
It's a good thing we have Rybo because he's helping the technical issues.
Oh, dude,
that was pretty much.
We have our Rybo totem.
He's probably not even here in the chat. That's the crazy thing. Well, because he can't talk, he can't chat. He's here.
No, of course.
We'd have to put a computer in front of him for him to be.
Exactly.
So that's fine. Okay, so. Let's move forward a little bit here. So, you being a huge Sony fan, Sony's catching all the flack right now for not doing crossplay. Do you? Let's just discuss this a little bit. Do you feel this is more of a thing where Sony doesn't want to play nice with Nintendo, or they're just basically we're on the top of the hill, we don't want to play nice with nobody? Because they are doing it with PC and mobile phones and all that, but they just won't do anything with this guy.
Look at Rybo. He's just like, I want to be placed where I want to be placed.
Rybo's like, I just want to be where I want to be, time. But, but do you feel like it's a situation where it's just Nintendo and Sony an issue, or because they're also not doing it with Xbox either? Where's your mindset as a fan? Where do you think it is?
So, as the host of the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the Players for the Place, I put on the shirt, Bobby. Look at this. This is a nice shirt.
That's a nice shirt.
Feel the fabric.
Oh my god, where'd you get that from?
I know. TeePublic.
Nice.
TeePublic.com. You search up the Trophy Room.
I just TeePublic, but mine is soft.
I like it.
But then again, you have your mom doing your laundry.
And this is fresh. This is clean.
Spider-Bit does your laundry.
Well, I mean, listen, Spider-Bit's doing a whole lot of stuff. I tried to get him in today. He was just like, "There's no, towers I can, swing off of. I'm out."
Made a little tough.
But no, when it comes to crossplay, Bobby, it's a little bit of everything. Right. So Sony right now, I mean, just look at them. 80+ million units. Like, let's just get the units out of the way. Looking at probably how many active users they have.
Yeah.
They're content.
Yeah.
They have nothing to gain. They absolutely have nothing to gain business-wise
Yeah.
to make this move.
Yeah.
Because they don't need to. They have 80+ million units, God knows how many active users. They have no reason to move the dial one way or the other.
Yeah.
The people that benefit are Nintendo.
Yeah.
It is Microsoft.
Yeah.
So in Sony's mind frame, why do you want to help them? Why do you want to help Microsoft? They're your direct competition. So for a while, when we looked at crossplay via Xbox and PlayStation, we knew just because, listen, 98% of their games are on each other's platform.
Yeah.
I get it as a business. I wouldn't want to crossplay with you either if we're in
you're
direct
top
competition.
dog. Yeah.
Yeah. But Nintendo changed things.
Nintendo changed a lot.
That's the thing that really excites me is the power of Nintendo, because we view as gamers, Nintendo's just different.
Yeah.
Right? They're in a they don't compete with anybody. They're in a field of their own, doing their own thing. And that's the beauty of it. So when they announced Fortnite, that was huge.
Yeah.
Let alone.
Yeah.
And my first thought of during that direct is it crossplay? Because there's 19 million Switches right now, but there's 100 people in each lobby.
Yeah.
And when they announced crossplay, I didn't think it was going to be with the Xbox.
Yeah.
But when they did, that changed things.
Yeah.
Because now you have someone who isn't your competition
Well, the other thing too is
doing it.
Sony's not doing it, and you're going like, okay, you don't
can understand it.
Sony and Xbox aren't working together,
Yeah.
and that's one thing. It is what it is. But then when you hit the thing where Nintendo jumps in,
Yep.
all of a sudden, that's the company you never expected to do it.
Exactly, and they're doing it.
Yes, and then when they not only do it, they encourage it. I think that's where Sony's making themselves look bad, is because here's the company that really is always the lone wolf doing their own thing, and they're going like, no, let's.
If it's anything, Bobby,
Sorry.
come on, you're breaking
I'm sorry.
everything.
I know, my bad.
I'm so
My bad.
sorry, audience.
No, I hit the mic.
Amateur hour.
He's like,
But no,
what?
like you have Nintendo. They're a closed off company.
Yeah.
They're super protective of their IP and of their fans. Their fans, as much as we love Nintendo, a lot of their fans are kids.
Yeah.
So when they do a move like this, that's crazy. So it gets you thinking, well, if Nintendo, this closed off ecosystem, the most closed off of anybody, is open to this, well, why aren't you now doing it, Sony?
And that's what it's kind of strange. I posed a question to you a while back on the trophy room, and I had said, like, do you think that they have to make this change before the PS5 hits? Because that's where the tell comes, where you're going to have to buy a new console.
Yeah.
And I feel like when Xbox, let's be honest, when it was,
it sucks.
When
Bobby.
it was no,
Sucks.
stop it.
Sean knows it.
Stop
He's gonna fight it in the
Stop
chat.
No, what I'm saying to you is when
Yeah.
it was Xbox 360 and PS3, and they were unveiling the 4, it was anybody's game at that point.
It was.
And at that time, Xbox was a huge front runner. You know what I mean? Like, they were both neck and neck on what they did.
Yeah.
But the minute Xbox dropped the ball with the way they announced the Xbox One, that threw them in a downward spiral.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm wondering where this could potentially happen for Sony is crossplay enough to send Sony down that spiral in terms of like people just going like, hey man, we're not gonna.
It's an easy question. It's an easy question to answer if you want that click, right? It's easy to say, of course it is. It's going to be the worst thing to be that extreme. But to me, there's some shade of gray. So like when it comes to the Xbox and PS3 era, right? They were neck and neck in terms of console sold, but when it came to game sales, it was Xboxes, right? With Xbox Live, all their services, all that, their games selling like hotcakes. Halo, Gears, selling. You could. I remember Shuhei Yoshida in Shu We Trust saying it 8 of our games. It takes 8 of our first-party games to sell as much as Halo does alone.
Yeah.
And that's something to take into consideration of the power of Xbox. I think the reason why Xbox failed was that instant pressure.
Yeah.
And that them caving into so many things.
Yeah.
Trying to do so much at once.
Yeah.
When it comes to crossplay, it depends. And I know it's not a question. It's not an answer anybody wants.
No. But I'm curious.
It depends. If we keep the pressure on, if developers like if Pete Hines, if Bethesda, keeps on putting pressure going, we'd like Fallout 76 to be this,
Yeah, man.
We'd like to have Red Dead do this. We'd like Fortnite to do that. If more big publishers do put the pressure on Sony, you will see them start caving.
Yeah.
because usually what ends up happening is the console that wins the generation usually listens to the developers.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And I think you saw that with the PS4 and you didn't see that with the One. And usually listen to the consumers. So to me, thinking about the launch of the Xbox One, thinking about this crossplay thing, if it just dies, if it's just people are talking about it because it's a slow summer, then I don't see it hurting. But if Xbox uses it, I love you, Miguel. I love you. But if Xbox, think about this and how crazy this would be. Xbox, Phil Spencer's on stage. He's talking about the importance of cross-play, of this cross-platform dream. He reveals the Scarlet system. He reveals the streaming box. He talks about forward compatibility. And then all of a sudden he's like, one more thing. Shigeru Miyamoto comes out on stage.
Ooh.
Any game that comes out on this platform and Nintendo Switch will be cross-play because it's about breaking boundaries.
Yeah.
This console is about breaking boundaries. If I was a Sony exec, I would be shitting myself at that point.
Yeah.
Because now that is the mic drop moment of you can sell your used games to GameStop.
Yeah.
Right? That's that ovation everybody will be freaking out about. That will be Xbox owning E3. Like, unlike, it will dwarf that PlayStation 4 event like none other.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
So I think if you keep the pressure, and I think Phil Spencer is smart, and I think Nintendo also very smart with like the campaigns that they've had so far with crossplay. They keep that pressure on. It hurts Sony.
Yeah.
But if the pressure just dies and people become complacent, there's no reason for them to change.
Yeah.
Which I think is what we're seeing right now. Is at this moment, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
I think we give a shit as gamers.
Yeah.
But if Sony actually saw Fortnite sales dip and to dramatic levels, if people actually, like myself, boycotted the PlayStation version, then you would see them in a week going, "Hey, listen."
And there are people that are doing that, but it's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's the age-old thing that Colin Moriarty used to always say: "Speak with your wallet."
Speak with your wallet.
If you speak with your wallet, the developers will listen to you.
Exactly.
And that's where it boils down to: is where people they're speaking right now with their mouths and their Twitters, and it's always the silent. I always feel like it's the silent majority that rules things.
Yep.
The vocal minority is the ones that are screaming
Bickering
from the
at each
rooftops.
other.
Yeah, and it's not affecting things. So when you have, I remember one time, like I'm a big wrestling fan, and I remember one time when JBL was on, I think it was like CNN or something Money. He was doing a thing, and they were like, "Hey man, why doesn't the WWE like make changes week to week based on what the fans are saying?" And he goes, Look at the actual trending. How many tweets are tweeting?
Yeah.
It's so small. It's like less than 1% of the population that's actually saying what they want, and that's the thing.
And that's the thing too. We're living in an age right now where companies don't know how to adapt or take like social media like Twitter.
Yeah.
They don't understand it. I mean, like, look at the Disney thing that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Twitter's in an outrage, and Disney doesn't know what to do with it, so they're just like, Guardians 3 is on hold.
Yeah.
We don't know what the hell to do.
Yeah.
Right? They don't know how to act because there's so much outrage.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's looking at the market and saying, okay, but what? Twitter's saying one thing, but what's the market saying?
Yeah.
This market's speaking in a direction of complacency.
I was reading an article this week where they were saying, and I'm glad that you're here because you can speak to this very well. I was reading an article this week that they were saying that Fortnite is stagnant and it's going downhill. The sales aren't what they were. But as they say that, they come back and go like, well, it's also all-time higher than it was a year ago. Than it was. Like, even as if it's a slight decline, it's still nowhere near where it was a year ago. Like, it's crazy. What's your feeling? Do you feel like Fortnite's kind of fading, or what's
you know what? It's just funny. I was talking to Joe about World of Warcraft. I'm a big WoW fan. If I'm a fanboy of anything, it's Blizzard. But like every expansion, right? Blizzard's done, or WoW's done. WoW's dead. Look at the latest expansion. 3.4 million units sold day one.
Yeah.
And people are still saying, yeah, but it's not like what it used to be.
Yeah.
It's still making money.
Yeah, it's still making a lot.
Like, how do we expect Fortnite, this thing that it was a phenomenon.
Yeah.
And it still is.
Which, by the way, was DOA.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it just boomed. They had Battle Royale mode to it, and then you get Ninja and Drake doing a stream of it, and next thing you know, it's exploding.
Yeah. And so, like, how do you expect that to continue the insane growth that it is? Of course there's going to be a decline.
Yeah.
Because, like, even myself, like, I'm like, okay, this is fun, but I'm playing Dead Cells right now.
Yeah.
That's the thing that has my attention.
Yeah.
Like there was a month period where I was just playing the game of the year so far, God of War 4. I was playing that for a good solid month. Wasn't touching Fortnite, and I came back to it. So I feel like, yeah, there's going to be a decline.
Yeah.
There's going to be a point where, guys, surprisingly enough, we're not going to talk about Fortnite every week. We're not going to talk about it every month.
Yeah.
But there's no way that this game is not going to be in the ether.
Yeah.
Right? There's no way it's not going to have its core set of fans. What's going to probably happen is kind of your what's the phrase? Like you're chaffing the wheat, right? Like, that's what's happening is the people are, the fair weather fans are going, they're finding something else.
Yeah.
Or they're about to, Spider-Man, Red Dead, Call of Duty, all those games are coming out.
Yeah.
There's bound to be drop off.
Yeah.
And at the same exact time, the hardcore fans who are loving the experience, who will continue to love it, will continue to support it.
Yeah.
Still gonna make millions upon millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And you're seeing them now. They're gonna make Funko Pops. They're gonna make McFarlane toys.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
fine.
huge. Internet.
I just
fine.
want to time out 1 second.
Yeah.
Jams, what is that left Joy-Con?
This is Joe's.
But what is the left Joy-Con? Let me see that.
Oh, it's
thing.
the horror one?
Let me see this. So this is the first time. This is the first time I ever saw this, and we have the Hori left Joy-Con with the D-pad on it. Dude, this thing is awesome.
Dude,
Does it feel good?
it feels good. It's a battery drainer, man.
Is it really?
Dude,
Oh, because there's no battery in there, right?
Killed it while it was in sleep mode.
It killed the battery while I was in sleep mode?
Yeah, dude, I bring my Switch to work every day and killed it. It was dead by the time I got to the train station coming home.
Wow.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
So it's a constantly running.
it's constantly running.
So there's no way to shut it off.
On off.
You have to take the Joy-Con off
Holy
to keep it from draining the battery.
How much is it?
Oh man, $28.
And you
I mean,
just-
for $28.
but you're only buying one.
Yeah, it's only one.
And there's no motion control in it, just so you guys know. And there's no HD rumble or anything like that. There you go, James. There you go. Thank you. I saw that and I was like, why is that thing blue? Like, why is that color
Bobby,
blue so blue?
I got one of these bad boys,
Here we
and I
go.
just fucking
Here we go.
sold
This
up.
guy.
Listen.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have kids.
We
I'm
have
so
kids
sorry.
here in the store. Would you stop? I'm sorry. This
Fucking
guy.
it up. But I got the Satisfy grip right here. Their whole. Hey, don't laugh at me. Oh, you laugh. Okay. Their whole thing is they want to have the feel of the Pro Controller.
Yeah.
On the go.
It's very comfortable.
And let me tell you something. There's going to be a video on Monday about this. Hold this up for everybody. This is,
Yeah.
dude, this thing is a freaking game changer.
So it's not only that, it's a kickstand.
Yeah.
So you can actually put it, not that you guys can see, you can actually put it up as
On
a
the table,
kickstand.
and
And
it's nice, dude.
it's nice, man. It's not really weighty.
No.
So it's not super heavy.
Yeah.
But it feels good in your hands. I like it a lot, man.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
I ordered one. I got one because I saw Jules Watcham retweet it when he backed it on Kickstarter. So I went and kicked it.
I think that's how I found it out,
Huh?
too.
Want one more accessory?
Yeah, what do you got?
do you
Oh,
have?
this thing.
Oh
This
my
thing.
God.
Okay.
This is the show and tell portion.
This is the show
of
and tell
Nintendo
portion.
Talk, yeah.
So this is a kickstand as well, but this also charges your Switch. So let me see. Pull your Switch out if you can. So essentially, what happens is you take your Switch and you drop it in here, and it locks in, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a port over here where you plug in.
If only there was an HDMI side,
Right?
and then
That's what
all
I
you
said.
need.
Me and Miguel were at Target a couple weeks ago, and I showed him, and he's
Yep.
like, "Oh, does this work for your TV?" And I'm like, "No."
God, if only.
they put an HDMI port
Yeah.
over there,
Dunzos. I mean,
It's
it's
done.
it's too small, but like,
no, it's perfect.
yeah.
It's
No, I mean,
perfect.
but like to fit the whole
Yeah,
component.
yeah.
But dude, and that's a funny thing, right? We're talking about a 4K Switch.
Yeah.
The dock doesn't even have an Ethernet cord.
Yeah. It's
So
like, come on.
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Internet.
So
Come on, Marcus, settle down. Listen, you won't name call. Batman doesn't have any shame. Okay.
I've already had my battles this week. I don't need no more. Right? I'm done with that.
Call me out, Mr. Badbit, on Twitter. Just yell at me.
Oh, Lord.
Tell me I'm a
Lord,
dumb
Lord.
idiot, you know?
You saw me catch a lot of heat this week over that.
That was interesting.
That was very
This
interesting.
is very interesting.
Very interesting. I was just like, huh? You didn't hear about me getting yelled at this week on
I love how we have this producer, we have this off-air conversation.
Yeah. You didn't hear. Okay, so essentially what happened was I did the video about, and all it was the title was, "Dear Marcus, please stop." And essentially what I was trying to say was, please stop listening to people that are just trying to mislead you.
Please stop it.
And a bunch of people like turned and like started to pile on a little bit, but I just didn't care. My thing is I've tried to remain positive in the community. They're also telling me that I probably shouldn't talk about stuff besides Nintendo.
Yeah.
It was one of those things.
Stay in your lane, Bobby.
It was kind of like LeBron James and Trump. like you're a basketball player. Shut up and talk about basketball. And it was almost one of those things like, dude, you talk about Nintendo. You just talk about Nintendo.
How about just talk about The Apprentice? You know what I'm saying?
So essentially that's where we went with it. But it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
My thing is I will continually do what's right for me.
Yeah. I mean, we've had this conversation in private, right? Like, that's the awesome thing about us is I think we have a pretty good moral compass. If we could do this one thing and it would get us a million views or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But we always stay true to ourselves.
Yeah.
And we always stay. So like the Bad Bit Games is all about what am I interested in the moment.
Yeah.
And it's talking about what I'm interested in the moment. That's all it is. And if you're interested, like my Philip Mewson video, like. Listen, that was serious. You know, like as an art form, we should take that art form seriously.
Yeah.
Now, did I go off the handle? Absolutely. And did I own up to it in the comments? I absolutely did. And did I apologize? Well, I said, listen, I
stop.
Take responsibility.
Stop.
You know?
The thing is that night. Well, what happened was I watched your video.
Yeah.
And then I turn around. I go onto PMP podcast with these jabronis.
Yeah.
And they
amateur hour.
Yeah.
Mr. Producer over here.
He walks away. He just walks away.
Yeah. No, don't worry, guys. You do your thing. That's fine. This could have just crashed. Everything could have been burning. That's fine.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Him and Pat, they always team me up.
Yeah.
They team me up and then they take me to just take it to town, right? so they set me up for the whole Philip thing.
Yeah.
And they know we just got to feed Bobby a couple of things. And then the Hulk comes out, and I just steamroll everything.
Sure.
Well, I just happened to watch your video the night before.
And dude, it's fine.
They team me up, and I go nuts. Yeah. And I start referencing you just because you were the last thing in my mind that I watched.
But
here's the thing. This is the difference. I say that to you, but then I also called you that night on a private call to be like, hey, let's discuss this.
Yeah,
but I even warned you, like, Tuesday you're going to see this thing. Yeah. This thing's going to happen. Yeah. You might want to just soften the blow a little bit. Yeah. Because he did the same thing to me with Josh Thomas.
Yeah.
Almost ruined a great friendship of mine because Joe and Pat decide we're going to get him riled up about ports.
Yeah.
So Bobby attacks, and then the next thing you know, they're all like hands off, like, we don't know what happened here. You know?
Yeah, it's just you poke the bear, and then it starts going unleashed. You know what I'm saying? What's this?
Might I have it on record? I had no affiliation with Josh Thomas.
That was Pat.
That was all Pat, and he is very proud of that.
Yeah.
He's very proud of that.
But then the best thing is he gets us fighting to the point where Josh blocks me.
Oh shit! Okay.
Stops talking to me, right? Then he turns around because I used to do all the behind the scenes for Playing Nintendo podcast. I'm recording, and Pat comes in with Joe, and Pat's like, "Yeah, there's gonna be somebody calling in shortly."
Oh.
And I'm like,
"Yeah.
What are you talking about? Why aren't they here then? Why are they?" Well, they'll be calling in a minute. And I'm like, who's calling in, dude? Like, what are you doing here? And I'm sitting there and I'm doing my thing. And next thing I know, blink, Josh Thomas is trying to call. And I'm like, son of a... Like, you were doing this now? Like, you don't forewarn me?
No,
I don't even know what I'm going to get. Because the thing is, I don't know what he's going to be like. Is he going to attack me? Is he going to just go ballistic on me?
Gonna reach through the internet and
Is he going to just show up in my front door in a second? Like, was he calling from my front? But we worked it out.
Very upset.
But no, we worked it out.
I'm in your front lawn right now, Bobby.
we worked it out, and everything's for the better now. And we get along very well now. I love that guy.
We have an awesome relationship because I could say you could call me a piece of shit, Bobby. You could say
there's kids.
I'm seeing no kids. I'm seeing
that's because they're all shorter than the box.
Oh, you're not 5'6", right? See, I can do this. She's used to it. It's fine.
Go ahead.
So no,
keep going.
But like you can say anything you want, but like the way I deal with it is like you're entitled to your opinion.
Yes.
As long as we're being respectful, we can have different points. And when we had that conversation, Bobby, it was beautiful because it wasn't like when we were having the conversation on Twitter about it. Mm-hmm. I knew okay,
it was there was a disconnect.
There was a disconnect. So let's talk about it, right? And I think now the internet doesn't have that let's talk about it moment.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we need. Like, I made a video about a year back when ARMS was a thing, when people got upset about Twintel's hair.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, and I literally, my whole video was like, it's not racist, it's just her hair.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, there's people jumping, they're getting the mat out and they're jumping to conclusions. and I'm just like, it's not racist. And then, like, one person, you know, one of those crazy people, like, you're racist and here's why. And I'm just like, okay, then, well, that's what you think. Like, they're like, you can't talk, you know, whatever. I'm like, all right, then, that's it. And, like, I'm the great diffuser, I think. That's what I give myself credit for. Sometimes.
What are you playing? So you're playing Dead Cells right now?
Yes.
How are you? How are you liking this game?
Oh man, it's beautiful. It's fast. It's.
I do the same thing when people ask me every time.
Yeah. So.
Fast and fluid.
Fast and fluid.
Fast
yes.
and fluid. Yes.
Castlevania-like, Metroidvania.
Strider-like. You think it's like Strider?
To me, yeah, I can see that. To me,
but Strider's not a good game, so I'm kidding. I love. Which Strider are you referring to, though?
Strider 2, PS1.
Nah, that's crap. I'm talking about the NES one.
To me, it's actually. So I'm gonna be real with you, Bobby.
Go ahead.
Right? Never played Castlevania in my life.
Okay.
Never played Metroid in my life. Never. So when people say Metroidvania, I'm like, is that when you just go back and there's a door you couldn't enter before you go into that door? So I don't know that reference. But like Captain America, I understand
that is all.
Reference. To me, I hate using the word Souls-like, but it very much is a Souls-like game.
Yeah.
It very much is, but
yeah, but Souls isn't a rogue.
No, it isn't. But it's relentless. Yeah. Right. Like you like.
So the idea behind
like if you get hit, it punishes you.
So I was explaining this to somebody earlier today, what a Metroidvania game is, and just for because I'm sure there's people out there that don't know what a Metroidvania game is. So a Metroidvania game is, when they refer to that, is Metroid was notorious for you would play the game, you're playing the level, you're going through, and then all of a sudden you find a power up or something further in the game that allows you to now go back. And unlock areas that you couldn't get into before. That's how this game is. This game, you start to get these abilities that will...
That's like every game now, right? Like God of War, like...
There's a lot of games
there's like you knock on the door with that pick and you can fight Valkyries.
Yeah.
You know?
So a lot of games are taking that, but I think when games rely heavily on that mechanic, that's when they get the title.
And so the reason why I use Souls-like, and I usually don't use it, is because this game relies a lot on dodging and parrying. Actually, I didn't know you could parry till like 3 hours in. I was like, what? I could do this?
What's parrying?
Parrying is like when they're about to hit you, kind of like clash your sword.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, and you could also have blocking and all that stuff.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yep. And so,
that goes to show how good I am at this game. Precise, I love the game, but I'm not good at it.
Me neither. So there's like a precise moment, and if you hit it, in Dark Souls or Bloodborne, you hear this little shing, and then you hit it, and it's satisfying. So it's Souls-like in the sense of they hit you, it's punishing.
Yeah.
You only get to replenish your health X amount of times.
Yeah, man.
But the thing that I actually refer it more to is because of the procedurally generated world, actually feels like more Diablo meets like a 2D plane.
Okay.
Like a 2D side scroller. Because you're walking through these levels, it's always different, but they always have the same scenery. They always have this kind of sometimes the same enemies in it. And then you walk into those elites.
Yeah.
And the elites do different things. They teleport, some of them. Like they do all these cool, unique things, and then when you beat them, you get a new piece of gear, or you get a new piece like a blueprint that you unlock.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that keeps getting me back into the game.
Yeah.
It's like I got to this one part where I have to run into these light orbs to stay alive, and if you run out of your light, like you have just like 10-15 seconds to get to a light orb. And once you get there, you replenish your light, but if you don't, your health deteriorates over time and you die. And for me, like I died there and I kept dying, and it sends you right back to the beginning of the game. But you don't feel punished because there's new enemies. There's it's never the same level twice. And then you get those elites, and then you get the pieces of gear that drop, and it's just like it hooks you back in more and more. And the way you progress through the game is when you unlock blueprints, that unlocks the rare weapons, so that in the beginning that could show up. You can have this awesome sword in the beginning you wouldn't have otherwise.
So that's the thing that's crazy with me is when I'm playing these games, right? When I'm playing Dead Cells, right? When I'm playing this particular game, I don't get these weapons up front. I'm getting garbage.
And that's the thing. It's all about progressing and unlocking more of those weapons
that are up in the canisters.
Yeah, up in the
in the glass tube.
They show that you've unlocked that weapon.
Yeah, that's all that
you've
is.
Picked it up.
Yeah.
And yeah, then when you have the blueprint and you unlock them, it shows up in the canisters, and then they have a chance to drop.
Yes.
And also in the
drop
game,
in the chests and stuff. Yes.
Yeah. Then you can also improve your loot drops and everything like that.
What drives me crazy is a couple times I've gotten really strong weapons, and I've never gotten them in the game. Like, I had one that was like they were kind of like katana knives, but they also threw a beam out as you did.
Yeah. And those are cool things too, like the modifiers.
Yeah.
That's very Diablo-esque.
Yeah.
You modify weapons. So I had those, the dual blades. They're awesome.
Yeah.
You can shoot arrows in front of you or diagonally up, so you can like shoot bats before they come at you, or you could toss bombs.
Yeah,
when you do that too.
I like the freeze bombs.
Yeah.
I throw the freeze bombs, freeze them, run up on them, whack them a couple times, kill them. I'm find myself really getting to the point where, like, when I die, it doesn't make me mad.
No.
Most games where I die like that, I get so frustrated.
Yeah.
But this one's like, it gets me excited. Like, I'm ready to run again. I'm ready to go through this.
It gives me that Bloodborne thing. So like, that's why I'm very nervous. I don't think you're gonna like Dark Souls, because the first Dark Souls.
I'm probably not gonna play Dark Souls, to be honest with you.
All right, that's fair.
I just want the amiibo.
Me too, man. That's all I want. That's all I want. But the first one is there's a bit of jinx still in it, but like, it's this feeling I get with Bloodborne. It's like when I die, I've just learned something. The great thing, like, I love From Software games.
Yeah.
So like Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, I am on it, because just like this game, it teaches you when you fall, it teaches you when you mess up, and it show like, and then you're like, every time you mess up, it's never the game. Something never happened that was your fault. Something didn't happen that was like the game's fault. It was your fault, and you're like, I understand what I did. I went in too deep. I got too many mobs. I didn't pull the right mobs away from like there's an enemy that makes everybody immune and all that jazz.
Check your phone.
Check the phone.
Okay. To check your phone, Joe.
Yeah. What type of producer
I'm telling you to
is
check
this?
your phone. Okay, so keep going.
But no, like it's always like, yeah, this is my fault. And when you fight those bosses, man, when you finally fucking like you kill the concierge, right, which is the first boss, you just like, I achieved this. Like, I never got that high like I did when I beat the first boss of Bloodborne. I was just like, I've achieved something. Like I just achieved this.
Yeah.
And that's what like I love with video games, is that sense of achievement you don't get anymore.
Yeah.
Man. You know.
The thing, I don't know if you saw this. There's a rumor that they're working on Dark Souls 2 for Switch.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised. I hope they port Dark Souls 3, which might be the harder one to do.
Yeah.
Because 2 is not Miyazaki.
Yeah.
It's their Team B, which a lot of people, including myself, was not a fan of. 3, real good.
Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah.
And I would love to get Sekiro Shadows Die Twice on the Switch. I would love every game on the Switch.
Okay, so I know Bloodborne will never come because that's a Sony thing. But who worked on Bloodborne?
Bloodborne was Miyazaki's Team A, I believe.
Okay.
So this is the same team that made Demon Souls
Okay.
and the original Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3. Yeah.
Okay. So have you played Hollow Knight at all?
I've not played. That's the one game that I want to get to.
Yeah.
But Dead Cells is in the way of.
Oh, Dead Cells is so good though, man.
I know.
Because I was talking to Jason Lacey last night after we did it for our Nintendo with Sean, and that was the conversation that came up. Was essentially it's a lot like Dark Souls, where it's not hand-holdy. It's just like go. And I was saying to him, like, dude, I don't know what the hell I'm doing in this game. I like run out, I get killed like that, and then I come back and I'm like, I don't know what the hell.
And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of like Bloodborne. It's just like the first enemy you meet is supposed to kill you.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have nothing, and then when you're looking at it, it's just like, wait, what happened? And it's just the way. Well, okay, bye-bye,
the camera went out.
What?
Camera went out. They can still hear us, all right?
They can still hear
Okay.
Okay.
Nice and black. How peculiar. No, but yeah, like the first enemy's supposed to kill you on purpose to show you that this is what the game is. It's about you. It's about you learning. It's about death. So don't worry about you dying. It's going to happen a lot. Yeah. So I love games that do it, but it's a delicate balance.
Yeah.
Like there's some games where I get aggravated because they're not showing me what to do. I get aggravated because they don't hold my hand enough.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to like Dead Cells, when it comes to like what you're talking about with Hollow Knight, when it comes to like From Software games, it just feels right. Bobby.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, and I'm looking at Joe shuffling right now.
It's okay.
Distracting, but
It's
I like
okay.
it.
It's okay. It's all right.
What else have you been playing, Bobby, while we wait for the
I've been
camera to
playing
turn back on?
Dead Cells, Bomb Chicken. I got into.
How was Bomb Chicken? What's
Bomb
that all
Chicken's
about?
good. So when I first heard this game, I got the idea that it was
chickens
like
pooping bombs.
essentially. But when I first heard it, I thought it was something that was going to be very puzzle.
Okay.
But it's yes and no. Like it has that puzzler platformer thing, but you're not platforming.
Sure.
You're just because you're using the bombs to like stack yourself up to get to higher levels and all that. And then, but it's kind of like one of those things like you're using the bombs, and you get hit once and you're dead. And it's
okay.
like so. It's a couple times like I've used the bombs, I've trapped myself in areas, and I was like, oh man, I'm dead. Like there's I don't know what I can do. I'm dead.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. It's quirky. It's different.
How do you like a Fortnite without me, Bobby? Let me in.
Me and Rybo haven't played for a while. Me and Jams aren't that great together.
James is like, no, yeah, definitely we're not.
So I would appreciate you to come back a little bit.
It's hard though, man. I maybe I'll turn on the Xbox, and that's where I'll play it.
What's the problem with the Switch?
Frame rates, man.
Oh, would you stop it?
Frame rates, and then when I look at it, I'm like, this is real ugly.
Your problem is you need better internet.
No, my internet is fine. I have gigabit, Bobby. There's no reason why I don't. You know,
you're wireless.
It's no. I'm not wireless. I have a hardwire.
Oh, you have hardwire now.
Yeah. So there's no excuse. So
But
like
you didn't for a while.
For like the first week.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay, now you're back.
Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me, I don't
Okay.
kid around here.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. No, Fortnite for me, I went back to the PlayStation because I hate it. I hate the Xbox UI. I hate turning it on. There's always an update.
That's why you're not playing anymore.
It's like with Sean
and you're
Capri.
also,
Every time
you're also over
you
with Fiona McKinnon. That's the problem too.
well, no, Fiona plays on PC most of the time.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, and sometimes she plays on PS4.
Yeah.
But like for me, it's like I got a team on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And we're getting victory royales. Like it is going out.
They're only getting them because of you.
Well, we're getting them because it's some teamwork, right?
No. They're getting them because of you.
It's C Bravo. It's my friend Ducey. And then we got Dude. We got Dude 427 who's probably in the chat right now.
So Dude turned on us, is what you're telling me.
Probably.
Yeah, Dude left us.
Yeah. Because he wants to be with the champ, the people's champ, and that's me, Bobby.
You know what? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So we got about 10 more minutes.
Okay.
And then we're gonna take a break.
Sure.
5 more minutes and we're gonna take a break. Okay, we got 5 more minutes. We're gonna take a break. The producer just put me in check.
This. He's calling the shots. I love it.
So he's just telling me like this is what we're doing. That's fine. Okay. He's the boss. He's got it. But let's just talk about what you're doing right now with your channel and all that. Like, you got the PlayStation or the Trophy Room podcast that you do with Kyle.
If you can see it right now,
Trophy
Room is PlayStation.
That's what I looked at. That's what I did. I couldn't remember what it was.
What is it
I
called?
read your shirt. And I was like, okay, there it is. Okay, I got you. What let people know what you're doing. And
so I got a podcast called The Trophy Room. It's a podcast made by the players for the players. And it's where we talk about PlayStation. It's seriously it is the most fun I have every single week.
Yeah.
Because Kyle is just amazing.
Yeah.
He's seriously the best soul, and I'm so glad I have him. Every time I say it, I pick the best co-host. I pick the best podcast wife I can ever be. And I love him. I seriously do. That podcast is so much fun.
Yeah.
And we have probably as of today, our latest video, it's only been out for like a day now. Is it over 1,000 views?
That's
so
nice.
Makes me very happy.
That's
warms
good.
my heart.
That's good.
Bad Big Games, we're gonna get very busy holiday season.
Yeah.
We're already gonna do 2 unboxings, one tomorrow. You can hopefully if Amazon's Amazon.
Yeah.
So if Amazon does right,
Good luck.
and my MacBook doesn't F up, we're gonna have a unboxing then.
what are you? What's the issue with your Mac?
Oh, I fixed it.
Okay,
I
you got it
fixed
fixed?
It was the
Okay.
hub, and then I kind of made sure it's the hub.
Okay,
I'm fine. I
okay,
got it.
okay.
But yeah, no, I do unboxings, impressions, reviews. I do rants most of the time of all the current things in the gaming sphere at the moment.
Nice.
So anything that strikes my eye, we talked about this before. Anything that strikes my eye, I want to talk about it.
So, as we wrap up, I just want to highlight. People asked at the beginning of the show, and we jumped right in and started going. Right now, we are at Next Level Games in Blackwood, New Jersey. Nick Militia, who is actually one of the original OG executive producers with Make Us Better. He's a friend of mine. He has this block party here once every other month. I encourage anybody that's in the New Jersey area, please come down and check this store out because he has some amazing stuff here.
Yeah.
Amazing prices. So that's pretty much where we're at. At this point, we're going to shut it down. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to take like about a 5-10 minute break moving different guests and all that good stuff.
Fix this dang camera.
So, Joseph, thank you for coming.
For having me, man. What amazing.
I think they can see you shake hands. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You know?
So, Joe, after work, do your thing, do your magic. Put us on a little pause there, and we'll be back in a minute, people. Okay.
I am
Where's
ready.
your phone?
In my pocket.
Why don't you put it out on the table here? Because my battery's dead.
Oh, you mean like to see the
Yeah,
chat?
just so we can see the chat. If anybody asks any questions, we're good to go. I have some stuff. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. Perfect.
We're still black, Joe?
They can hear you.
They can hear us. We don't want to be heard. We want to be seen.
I'm
This freaking guy. I don't know why the right side is longer. That pisses me off, right?
Well, because it's out.
I think it's just very fast travel. I don't think it's faster than light.
It goes out that way, where that one's more vertical.
Engine going.
Gotcha.
The G's they can knock out.
Actually does make it feel a lot nicer.
We'll get into that one. You just got to get it.
Where
Yeah, its own scene. Well, because I did see it for a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe like a special engine.
Okay. Is it still blinking or is it
no, it's not.
Jamsy?
Hi.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the second hour of Nintendo Talk Live. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, yet again, joined by my good buddy, my co-partner on Co-op Kings, Mr. Jams. What's up, Jams?
Hi.
How you doing today?
I drove here.
You drove here, so
Two
that
and
means you're
3
tired?
hours
Or
with New York traffic. I'm tired. But it's fine.
what time did you get up?
7 in the morning.
Why didn't you sleep in a little bit?
Because my puppy was crying.
Oh, good God! Here we go with this puppy. So it's your first time. So it's your first time on Nintendo Talk Live.
I've been waiting for this.
You
and
really?
now I'm in person.
Really?
So it's crazy.
It's
yeah,
nuts.
I've been waiting for the invite.
Have you?
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I was going to invite you before I took my hiatus, and then Sean Capri told me that I should invite you, and it made me mad because I was like, why is he recommending people to me? So I'm going to make Jams wait longer because I figured Sean probably said something to you, and you probably said, yeah, I'd love to be on, and I was just like, I'm going to make him wait a little bit, make him sweat it out just a little bit longer.
I don't think that happened, but maybe it did.
I don't know. I do know that Sean did come to me about it, so
Good.
It is what it is. Sean's he's always getting mad. So this show, I like to always, when I have first time guests and such, I hit them with 3 questions, and I want, because this is your first time on the show with Bad Bit, he's been here before, so it was kind of, I just want to have a normal conversation with him.
Yeah.
With you, I want to start, and then we're gonna flow through, and it's gonna be
Let's do
more like a
this.
typical conversation or a typical show that I do. What's your first Nintendo console?
My first Nintendo console was the N64.
N64. How did you
Yes.
get it?
In my honest, I don't remember. My sister and I just remember us playing it.
You
one
realize that this is a conversation podcast.
Yeah.
You're supposed to, when I ask you these questions, you're supposed to
I
come
know.
with something.
day. I came up with something.
Okay.
I came up with something.
Okay. So this is the best. This is the best. I can actually torment him in perfect. It's the only reason I brought him here. Okay. So second question. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. I remember us having a Genesis.
We're not talking Sega.
Unfortunately,
It's garbage.
Well, yeah. I wish I had a Super Nintendo.
That's why you
to
like.
start.
That's why you like.
That's why I like Sonic.
Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But
A lot is explained now. A lot is explained. So bad.
But
Okay, so the second question would be,
Okay.
what is the first Nintendo console you bought with your own money?
it would have to be the Wii U.
That's the first
Pretty
one you
sure.
bought with your own
I
money?
think so.
So you're on the same level as Pat.
Yeah.
You're both spoiled little bastards. Okay, I got you. I understand where we're going here now, people. Like, I get where
Yeah.
same level as Nintendo Talk. I got it. Okay. What is your favorite console that Nintendo's put out so far?
That's a tough question.
It is a tough
That's
one.
a very heavy
It is a
question.
tough. There's only one answer that's correct. So I just want to see if we're on the same level now.
Probably not on the same level.
Probably
but
not.
I have to say GameCube.
Yeah, we're not on the same level.
Yeah. GameCube's the best.
The
Why did
proper
it sell
answer is
better?
the Super Nintendo.
Well, yeah, that's second.
No, that's first.
No.
First,
Game Boy Advance. What kind of crack are you on over there?
Get out of here.
Get out of here with your
This is
nonsense.
my
Yeah,
segment.
exactly. You're trying to invade James's thing. So before we get crazy, I saw that dude ask the question,
Okay.
and he's saying, what did he say exactly?
About
Something
Hotel
about
Transylvania.
Hotel Transylvania 3. Tell me why I should get it. Is what he's saying. He's the only person I know that keeps pimping this game.
You love Pikmin.
I love Pikmin. But here's the
Alright.
thing, hold on. So he's the only person I know that keeps pimping this game to everybody.
He has
we
not
should-
even played it, guaranteed.
Dude, have you played this game yet? Dude, have you played the game yet? Because I want to know if you haven't played the game yet. I don't know
He
why you're
wants
recommending it for
me
me.
to stream it. He wants Joe to stream it. He wants Pat to
Does he
stream
really?
it.
Is he hitting you up with it too?
oh yeah,
Really?
it's Hotel Transylvania and Nickelback, and I respect it.
What is he all about? What?
He loves Nickelback.
Nickelback.
He wants everybody to look at a graph.
Oh my God.
There's no shame in that.
This guy. Okay, so what's your? Okay, so explain to me what this Hotel Transylvania is.
It is. I just did a video on it. If you guys want to check it out, it came out yesterday. I did not know anything about it when I bought it. Dude was like, "You have to play this game," because obviously I
Yeah.
have to play this game.
Yeah.
It's Hotel Transylvania. I put it in, and it's a Pikmin clone. Of all games to be a clone
Like
of,
when you say a Pikmin clone,
yeah.
is it like
You have a horde,
a horde of like little
and
things
you can
around
send them out.
you? Really?
And then as soon as they're done with the enemy, you bring them back in, you reel them back in, you do a whole bunch of.
I hear the phone.
You do a whole bunch of
Hello,
puzzles.
how are you doing? Bobby the Nintendo Guru here.
Puzzles,
So you do puzzles with it.
basically. It's like puzzles and then fighting enemies, and you have this horde of. They call them impas,
Okay.
which is weird.
Okay.
Impas.
So, when did you start your? Because we're just gonna transfer.
Okay.
We're gonna roll into this a
go.
little bit. So, when did you start your YouTube channel?
Well, I've been on YouTube for 10 plus years, I'd have to say.
Okay.
All my old content, I don't want anyone to watch that. It's all about the stuff that happened now.
Okay.
And that January, I think, I started. And I had the idea since probably when actually, I'm not going to lie. If we were Nintendo inspired me to do YouTube. Straight up. You and Sean.
I just need that ego boost. That's the only reason I brought you in here. Go ahead.
When I just searched Nintendo on podcasts, and you guys.
Did you
came
really?
up. Yeah,
That's
it.
how. Okay.
Yeah. And I just fell in love with you guys. You guys are hilarious, and I'm glad you're back together now. That's great.
It's like two long lost loves getting back
Yeah.
together. Be honest. He went real weird with that show for a while, right? Like he took it in a weird direction. You needed me to come back and write that ship, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
That's all I need to hear. I don't need to hear nothing
It was
else.
getting better with Jason, and then all three of you guys now.
Yeah,
That's
Jason's
good.
pretty awesome. So you start listening to us because you found us.
Yeah.
Was that the only podcast you consumed that was ours, or was it more?
Well, I listened on and off to it. We the GamerCast.
Okay.
I don't know why you didn't like Gaming Gurus. I loved Gaming Gurus.
Really? You like that
I
one?
loved it.
So the reason why I didn't like it was a lot to do with it would take me forever to get the show going.
Yeah.
Toby and Sean would start trolling me. Like there was an episode that I didn't show anything, right? I didn't show what really happened behind the scenes, but I was so mad. So they started playing guitars. We're getting ready to go live, and Sean says to Toby, "Toby, you have a guitar there?" And Toby's like, "Yeah, I play guitar." And Toby grabs his guitar, and Sean grabs his guitar, and they start riffing and playing with each
Should have
other.
never put them two together.
And I'm like, guys, I'm trying to start a show here. What is going on? So the funny thing is, the backstory of how we get to Gaming Gurus. We start with the Geekcast.
Yeah.
And that was me, Toby,
I never listened to that one.
and Alan.
Yeah.
And Alan was notorious for doing stuff like that, and really drove me crazy. Like, really would get me to the point where I was ready to, like, kick babies. That's how mad he would get me, right? So there's 1 week, right? We're getting ready to introduce this guy to make us better.
I do.
Right? So he comes on the Gaming Gurus, and he's not saying anything, right, at first. And Sean and Toby are doing their thing. And then all of a sudden he starts getting in the mix, right? And I'm mad. And Toby just stops.
Yeah.
And he goes, I've seen that look on Bobby before. We need to stop right now. And then we started, because
Yeah.
I used to get like that with Alan. And I would be like so furious, like, what? Guys, let's go. Like, do you realize I have to record this podcast? I still got to edit it. I got to post it today. Like, come on.
So there was behind the scenes issues.
So that was behind the scenes issues. So that was basically why I liked the show.
Dude said, hold on, about Hotel Transylvania. I will buy it and play it so you can do the same.
When he does it, I'll buy it. When dude
you gotta get
when
proof,
you
too.
buy it and you play it, I will buy it. Okay, there we go. That's fair. So you liked the Gaming Gurus,
Yeah.
and for me, what it was the reason Gaming Gurus came together was, I think part of the problem was this. I love podcasts with Toby. I love Toby to death.
Yeah.
I love Sean to death too. And Toby and Sean liked each other so much, and they wanted to do something together.
Yeah.
So my idea was bring Bad Bit in, bring him into If We Ran Nintendo, and then send Sean to Gaming Gurus. That was a bad idea. It was a very bad idea.
Yeah, Joe.
That was the.
Some would say that was the golden run of the show.
That was. I don't know.
Was it 3 years? 3 run?
You would probably be the only. Spider Bit's probably the only person that says that.
I remember when those episodes came out. I distinctly remember this for some reason. I was playing Odyssey, listening to it with you two.
Yeah.
That's what
They
I
were
remember.
bad. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. So the thing is so essentially for me, so we did the Gaming Gurus, then we did, but I missed If We Ran Nintendo with Sean.
Yeah.
Like, that really bothered me, not having him there. And I also liked the meta story that was happening behind the scenes, where, like, Toby and Sean would talk to each other via the podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you would get on If We Ran Nintendo, and Sean was saying things to Toby, and then Toby would get on the Nintendo PlayStation podcast, and he would say stuff to Sean, and I loved that part of it.
Yeah.
And it was like, it made people listen to everything to understand the side story between them two. So it was great, you know what I mean? So for me, I love that part of it. Stop worrying about the chat. This is why you don't. This is the part
You
of
wanted
life.
me to put it there.
I wanted to put it there so I could just.
He wants to know when I got getting back from Maui. 'cause
I'm
my
the
shirt.
host.
All right.
All right. The chat's there for
You
me.
should've told me.
You're just supposed to answer questions. Give me the thing.
Shove it away.
Good Lord.
What did Pat say?
This is. What did Pat say? Pat said L1 roasting. The Jams just get back from Maui. Yeah,
Did
the
James just get back from Maui?
L1 is straight savage, said Joe. Who? Listen.
Someone
that's-
on the way here at a rest stop, because I had to go to the bathroom, asked me if I was going to Florida.
Do you know who Don Ho is?
No.
Okay, Don Ho was back in the day where he used to sing around. He used to have like a little ukulele and play it
Okay.
and sing Hawaiian songs.
Really? Nasty says it's Tony Montana.
Nasty doesn't know what he's talking about. Tony Montana had a white.
You know what? Joe?
Anyway, so you do okay. So you like them shows. Where do we get to the point where you get to the idea of like, I want to do my own content, my own Nintendo type content, and start rolling with that?
I think it maybe started with me like collecting for the Wii U, and like so many of those games are just you don't even hear about them.
Yeah.
Like you don't hear about the Hello Kitty Cruiser.
No, I didn't even know it came out.
You don't hear about the Crude's Prehistoric Party.
Never heard about that
you know?
either.
And like these, I mean, they're clone games and they're made pretty much by one company, but no one talks about them. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna collect these games, if I'm gonna play and collect these games, I might as well talk about them, get the conversation going, even though they're crappy games.
Mr. Moody wants to know if he can have your glorious shirt.
No. I love this shirt. Tanina got it for me at a thrift store.
Tanina, speaking of which, I want to do one thing before we do it. I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Tanina, to Vanessa, and to Spider-Bit, because they all allowed these three to come down and do this show with me. Without them,
Bobby, I don't know Spider-Bit. I just take that. I don't know how many times I gotta repeat myself. I don't know who this guy is. It's a mystery to me.
Anyway, stop it. He's always got to be in the middle of stuff.
I know.
You had your time. What are you doing? If he would have brought the match one today, it would have been the best thing ever.
It would have.
Because you could see him just like coming and sitting down. Like,
Mask.
Okay, so you got into reviewing Wii U games, and essentially you got this reputation of liking bad games. Is it true? Like, is that your thing? Like, you do like bad games, or?
Yes, honestly, I do. And
Why?
Man,
Let's start with this before.
Okay.
What to you defines a bad game?
A majority of them are clones of games that are actually good.
Okay.
So they're trying to do new things while ripping off something else.
Yeah.
And I just find that interesting.
Yeah.
And it's just games like no one talks about. And in all honesty, I'm also searching for a hidden gem on the Wii U. Slowly.
That's the whole plan. You're hoping to find that one game
I'm hoping
that's like
so.
amazing and you love and
Yeah.
and that nobody else knows, and you could just be like, "Hey guys, this was the
Hey, this
reason why
is
I had
good.
this was the reason I bought a
This
Wii U."
$5 game could
Yeah.
be $50 one day.
Gotcha. So, but you like playing bad games.
Yeah.
Why do you like playing bad games?
Man, I don't know. I'm very, very, very easy to please.
I can tell you why.
Why?
I have that answer for you. It's because you like Sonic. And that's the thing. So when you're brought up playing bad games as a kid,
No.
that's the thing. When you play so many bad games like the Sega Genesis
No.
put out, then
What are you talking about?
Stop. Hold on. I'm not done. Let me finish my point. It just becomes innate. It's in you now. Now it's part of your matrix.
I don't think so.
And that's the thing. So that's why you've continued all these years
Look,
playing bad games.
You can say as many Sonic games are bad as you want, but you cannot say 1, 2, and 3 are bad games.
I can. I do. But they're bad. They're horrible. They're horrible. So anyway, okay. So, but you enjoy playing bad games.
Yeah. I'm extremely easy to please. It happens with movies too.
Okay.
I love bad movies, but not like so bad it's good movies. 'Cause I love those too.
Yeah.
I like bad movies in general. Like I can find a crappy movie.
What's
on
a bad
Netflix
movie
and
you
just
like?
Watch it. Man, one of my favorite movies is the Jim Carrey comedy called Yes Man. I
Really?
love that movie to death, and I don't know why.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
this kid.
it's like a poor man's liar, right?
Poor man's liar, which he's in by the way.
Yes.
So it's like, okay. Oh my God.
Got you all off topic now.
This is now I can't even think. My mind just went blank with that stupidity. So we started a show, Co-op Games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we get to there, so now you decided you wanted to go through and start doing Wii U games, reviewing them and stuff. Because I notice sometimes you have a little struggle with motivation
Yeah.
on doing some of the
Sometimes,
games.
yeah.
What is it just because the game's bad that you really don't want to do the review? What holds you back from doing reviews?
I don't know, like, sometimes I'm just stuck in a rut, but like, I recorded a whole bunch of the Cars 3 game for the Wii U. I just couldn't talk about it, I don't know why. Like, I went to go write the script, and I was just like, it's so generic, and it's just a racing game. Like,
Yeah.
How can you just talk about cars? Oh, it's a racing game, but you're playing with the cars.
Yeah. So there's really nothing good about that game.
I wouldn't say there's nothing good. I mean, it's still there's still soul there. There's some
Yeah.
sort of soul there.
Yeah.
Someone did work on it, but
So your process, talk to me about that.
process.
How do you get to the point of, first, how do you determine what game you're going to, how do you take me through the steps of
All right.
getting to the point of a finalized review?
Well,
How do you do it?
The last few episodes have been pretty much Dude 427 asking me to do these. He knows exactly what I want to play at the time. It's really just what it looks like the game, what it looks like. That what makes me want to play it. Like Hotel Transylvania, I didn't have the money to buy it, and I ran in the money to get it, and so I got it. I knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
But it's a Hotel Transylvania game. I've never even seen any of those movies.
Yeah, me
so
neither.
I have no idea what I'm getting
Me
myself
neither.
into. But so I play the game. This is
How
my
much do you
process.
play of the game?
I beat the game
You beat the game
most of the time.
most of the time. Okay.
Sometimes I don't.
Like Hello Kitty Cruisers, you didn't beat.
I beat the game. That
Okay.
it literally only took me an hour, so
Okay.
that's not,
Still an hour.
that's not impressive.
It's an hour of your life you're never getting back, man.
Like Hotel Transylvania took me, it was 2 days of playing 3 hours each probably. So
The one review that you did that I just shook my head at was the one with the the brats or whatever.
Monster High.
That's it. What was up with that?
There's 2 Monster High. First off, what is Monster High? I think I cut this out of the video, but
It's bad. That's what it is.
what is it?
It's bad.
And there's 2 games on the Wii U, a terrible console. I mean, I think they were ported to other consoles too.
Yeah.
But that's like, what the fuck?
I met the funny thing is I met the game creators of that at E3, and we didn't talk about that game obviously, but
Yeah.
I met them and I was just like,
I know a guy that reviews your stuff.
yeah, I wanted to say that. Like,
Was it Taurus Games?
no, I thought it was like
The other one. There's 2
I forget
games.
the
I think
name.
there's
I
2
forget the name of it.
developers. Taurus Games, I want to meet.
Okay,
Most of the games that I play are from them.
so why don't you tweet them?
I've tweeted them. Their Twitter's basically dead.
Is it? Well, their games are dead too, so that
They're still
explains a
making
lot.
them somehow.
What do you feel about this guy?
Rybo.
Has
Rybo's
Rybo showed
my
up in the
main
chat
man.
at all?
You know what? He's probably out. Listen, Rybo's in
Canuck.
Okay?
Yeah.
He comes when he's needed.
He's been MIA lately. I hope he's okay.
Well, he's right here. That's why he's been.
That's what it is.
Yeah, no, he had
You've
to
held him
fly
hostage.
out
You've
to-
held him hostage in New York for a while, so
Ooh, thank God.
he'll show up. He'll show up. Anyway, but you script all your stuff.
Most of it. There's a couple episodes that aren't. I don't know if people can tell, but those were off the cuff. But I usually script.
What's your, if you don't mind me asking, what's your reasoning for scripting?
That's mostly what's the word I'm looking for?
So you don't forget things?
Yeah, so I don't forget things.
Okay.
But I usually still forget things. Like there's no Pro Controller support for Hotel Transylvania.
What?
And that or Hello Kitty Cruisers, I don't think had Pro Controller support. And the other one, another Taurus
And
games.
dude, you want me to play this game?
No,
Like,
Cartoon Network Battle Crashers and the Ben 10 game both didn't
Ben
have.
10 was so horrible, dude. So horrible. So what happened was I got that game for free from Andrew Semichek, right?
Yeah.
Andrew, who runs and owns We the Nerdy, reaches out to me and says, hey, you like Nintendo games. I got a Nintendo code. Here, you want to review this game? I said, yeah. So I started playing it, and then a couple weeks go by, and Andrew's like, hey, you ever going to review that game? I'm like, I could review the game, but I don't know that you want that review going on your website.
Yeah.
Like, this game is hot trash in the summer, through and through, 10 times full. It is so bad, it's not even funny.
And I beat it. So.
Wow. I got no
That took me
words
a
for
couple
that.
hours.
I got no...
The Battle Crashers one, I could not beat. That was terrible. Yeah,
That
dude.
smile, Chance. It's
Like,
tough.
I haven't beat Octopath yet, but I did beat Ben 10. I think I broke Bobby. Is there another game? Is there a question you want me to ask?
It's just I can't even right now. Who plays? Like, what possessed you to play Ben 10 that long?
I was enjoying it. I was having a good time.
The game was so broken. It wasn't
Yeah, it
even
was
funny.
terrible,
It was
but-
horrible. It's horrible.
I just find a way to pull through.
So you're scripting, because here's why. This is why I ask, because I don't script any of my videos.
Yeah.
All my videos are just off the cuff, which I don't even know how any of them turn out as decent as they do. Because I just literally haven't, like, I'm just like, okay, I want to discuss this, turn the camera on,
Yeah.
and just go. And then whatever comes out, comes out. And then a lot of what I do is
stupid shit. That's the thing. I would say some.
see,
mediocre
sometimes that's the
stuff.
gold stuff, man.
that's true.
Like, because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just ramble and go, and then there's times I'll even think like, oh my god, I should have done this, and then I'll go back and just record that, and then a lot of times it's just me just off the cuff doing stuff, and it always makes me wonder, like, when guys like you who script everything, it's two different styles, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous of that because it tells me that you have an ability to write well, but B, it also
I
tells
never knew until I started using. I mean, like, I always wrote essays for school, like, fast. I could do it within a night and get 100 on them. I don't
Yeah.
know how that's possible, but I can do it. And then I started writing for, like, video games. I know, I mean, I do, like, curse a lot, obviously. But,
Yeah.
but I do
Thank
have
you.
some valid
Thank you for
criticisms.
tuning it down right now.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But I do have some valid criticisms in there, and, like, I can see that. I'm like, oh, I'm actually pretty decent at this stuff, huh?
yeah. Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So we then moved to, you started doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. I just think it was something good. Honestly, Joe's in my podcast. I love talking
We
to
don't
Joe.
want to talk about that show.
I love talking
We don't
to
want to talk about that show.
Nasty.
Joe's not a good.
Yeah, I
not a good
mean, like,
podcast
I
host.
barely edit it. I'm gonna be honest.
Bobby, he's producing this right now.
That's okay. That's okay.
you could stop it if you want.
He's a great producer. That's about it.
Producer whose camera cut off.
Exactly. Yeah, 2 cameras, mind you. I had to go out to the car to get mine.
Sure, you're supposed to help
No,
Casey.
the thing is, so okay, so where do you come up to the idea like, hey, I want to start doing podcasts? Because that just kind of came out of the blue.
It was random.
You were doing one, and then where do your host? Where does that part come from?
What do you
Because
mean?
the picking of the hosts.
I just asked on Twitter. The first round, I just asked on Twitter. Nasty said, of course. And Nasty was probably, like, my first friend in the community. Because he's so open.
Yeah.
He really, because, like, at first I thought, okay, Nasty, at first I thought he was weird, right? Because he was like, he just messaged me out of the blue. He was like, check out all my Wii U stuff. And I like, oh, wow, like, all this European stuff.
Yeah.
And then he kept going, 2 seconds. He says that a lot. 2
Yeah.
seconds. And I love the guy. So that was him. And then Matt just messaged me like, yeah, let's do a podcast.
Okay.
And then just the timing didn't work with everyone. So we had to stop that one. And
And then how's the second podcast come around?
I wasn't even going to do it. And then Joe was like, I'll be your co-host. And I was like, okay, let's do it.
That's funny.
That's exactly what happened.
That is funny. That is funny.
But we're so bad at even like remembering when we're going to record.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at editing it. I still have 2 episodes to edit and put it up. Yeah, it's bad.
To me, it's that's the fun. The creating a podcast. And trying to make it where it's different than what everybody else does. Because anybody can just do the same repetitive stuff. To me, it's always fun to try to do that different stuff and be unique in the podcast you're doing.
I remember it first started with my idea of, because I hardly like knew Nasty and Matt at the beginning, like, and I wanted to dig deeper into like their gaming past and stuff. And my first idea was to have a list of genres and a list of consoles, and just randomize pick one of each, and then we discuss about like our favorite game of that genre on that console.
Okay. That's not a bad idea.
That never worked, but
Yeah.
because this,
Now your new podcast is Poop.
yeah.
Literally, that's the name of it. What's the premise behind it all?
It's the only SpongeBob-themed SpongeBob that has nothing to do with SpongeBob. I don't know what
SpongeBob theme
else to
podcast
say.
me?
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with it.
Wow.
That's the premise.
Okay, that's like
We talk. I want to. I mean, we've only been talking about video games, but I want to talk about anything.
yeah.
Anything.
So it's basically just an open forum,
Yeah.
just to talk about whatever's
But
on
we
your
always talk
mind.
about video games.
We're just talking about video games.
People order our podcast.
So the thing is we played a little bit Payday 2. When
Yeah.
I was in my sabbatical,
Oh yeah.
And I was going-
Payday 2.
it was me, you, Rybo, and Nasty. And the funniest thing ever happened in that game. Do you remember this?
Keep going.
Okay,
I remember.
so we're playing, right? And I guess it's late for Nasty. Hey, next thing I know, we start hearing someone yelling at him to get off the stop playing Switch.
Right.
And here his dad was like,
That's right.
screaming at him and
That's
stuff.
right.
And then he's like, "Okay, guys, I gotta go." And he just shut it down
30-year-old man.
and left. It was so funny, dude. It was so funny. But it was.
think I
what was
streamed that.
But the thing that's funny about Nasty is, he's talking trash, and I just like flip. I start yelling at him and stuff, and he just starts laughing. And I'm thinking he's gonna get mad at me, and he doesn't. He's trying to get you riled up and
course.
stuff. So it's always
does
so
that.
fun. Yeah, he's very
The
good.
classic
At
nasty.
that. Yeah, classic. So then we get to us, you and I.
Yeah.
I go away. I'm going for a while.
Right as I start, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
I started, and like a week later,
I was going.
I'm gone.
Yeah. Which was kind of weird. Not weird, but like it made me take a look at your content at that time because I left and I was just like, this is unique. This is whatever. I liked what you were doing because of the fact that you weren't like everybody else. You were
Yeah.
doing something that was totally different than whatever. And that to me is the first sign that like will make me grab someone and go like, I want to pay attention to what this guy's doing.
Yeah.
Because it's totally different than what everybody else is doing. I love that about, your content. And I've told you that, what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so I leave, I go on my sabbatical or whatever it is. And then you and I had this weird conversation one day, just came randomly out of the blue. And I was just like, hey man, thinking I want to do something. And you're like, I would love to do something.
Absolutely.
And then we start kicking around ideas about the Co-op Kings.
Yes.
And I gotta say, dude, it's Mondays are just a blast for me.
I love it.
It's because
Seriously.
it's we had this
Even when it goes wrong,
oh it's the
it's
best.
the best.
It's- the funny thing is with you and I, we had this weird chemistry where it's like I almost feel like you're my little brother, and I'm picking on you the whole time, and like but like a true little brother, you just don't take it.
Yeah.
You fire back and you annoy the hell out of me. So it's like I feel like it's like it's great for me because every Tuesday I got an intro for my
Yes.
next show.
That's what I love,
You know what I mean? Like
seeing
we
those.
do something, you piss me off, and then I grab this stuff and use it as an intro for the next show.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun. We were just talking a little bit ago. We're here at Next Level Games in Blackwood, New Jersey. Please come check this place out. It is phenomenal.
I love this place already.
It's so awesome.
The prices here on my little island that I own,
Private island.
Yeah,
they're
Jan-
so much
Jan's
better.
right.
That's so much better than every store
Yeah.
on Long Island. Seriously, it's ridiculous.
So the thing of it is you discussed it like when you complete the Wii U, you want to move to another thing.
Yes.
So explain that. Where,
Well,
like, does it stop, or like when you complete that one, you're going to move to the next
I'm
one?
probably gonna go move to the next one.
Okay. So
Yeah.
where are you at? Where's your mindset at with this?
I don't know. I've always owned a lot of video games, and my brother has Down syndrome, so he always used to chew on like the discs and stuff. And yeah.
Were you worried about cutting his mouth?
Well, they never broke. I
Okay.
think it was just, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But like a lot of my games are just like gone. Like all my old games.
Chewed up, literally?
Pretty much all my old games that I had in the past are gone. Like all my GameCube games, man, they're pretty much gone. Like I only have
Oh, man,
maybe
that stinks.
Super Monkey Ball 2 and the Twilight Princess is probably the only two that I had when I was a kid, and everything else I've built up from there. I'm not even joking you. We have 5 copies of 1,000 Year Door.
Listen, let me explain something. I saw you post in chat that you want that.
Right? Yeah, I do. Yeah.
This guy, biggest jerk in the world. He's got that Mario Golf thing, and I asked him for it, and he refused to sell it to me. Refused to sell it to me.
Of course.
I'm like, Nick, come on. I come here all the time. I buy. No, you can't afford it. That's what he said. You can't afford it. I'm like, well, throw a number out there. Well, it's not for sale. Well, so that's why I can't afford it.
Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead. Continue your story. 1,000 Year Door. You have 5 copies.
Yeah, and only one of them work. Like, me and my friend are playing through. Well, we were. No one watches it, so we stopped. We were playing through.
First off, before you kill, you got to stop that. Seriously. No. Seriously. Because
it's a let's play.
Doesn't matter. Saying that nobody watches it. How many views you have on it?
13.
People are watching it.
No, listen.
People are watching it.
Dude, 427, this is for you. In the middle of the last one, I said, leave a thing in the comments. Dude, I know you're watching. You should leave something in the comments. And he didn't. And that was over a week ago. Dude.
So, dude, you're the reason why he stopped it. Thank you, dude.
Actually, literally.
Appreciate that, dude.
It's all your fault.
Dude, thank you so much for the tip. I appreciate that. That was very nice of you, man. Truly appreciate that.
Did he comment on what I just said?
He didn't comment on that.
Good.
He didn't give anything. He said he said that was to get you started at Hotel Transylvania.
Gotcha.
He's such a troll.
Gotcha.
So the thing is me personally, I feel like this is me giving you advice.
Yeah.
I've told you this in the past. 10% is the number you need to hit for your views. 13.
It didn't hit 10%.
What are you talking about? 13 views isn't 10%?
No, because I have 175 subscribers. 17 would be 10%.
All right, we need 4 more people to go watch these videos, and then he'll be back. They're not all going to hit the 10%,
yeah,
but I think you should continue because at the end of the day, what it becomes is it trains you to, 1, not stop,
to
keep moving forward, and 2, it gets you to the point where it's training you for when you do have a lot of people watching. You get all the bad stuff out now, so when you do go to do stuff, you're putting out gold, is what you want to essentially do. I've always had this thing, like, when I started YouTubing, when Tony started YouTubing, I used to always tell her, you talk to the camera like there's a million people out there, because there's going to come a time when you hit that, and you want to not be unnatural. You want to keep that natural at all times. So if you're already used to talking to hundreds of thousands of people, it becomes second nature.
True.
And it doesn't bother you when you do have a lot of people. And that's how I feel now. Like, I talk to, I'll talk to people, and it's like, I do have, 1,300 subs now and stuff, and it's like, it doesn't bother me to talk. But when I started and I had 5, when I started and I had 5, it was just like, whatever. So go ahead. So where are you going with this? Where are you heading with your collections? What's your next route?
Man, well, Nick kindly gave me advice to go towards the N64. What happened? I gotta read this.
Who? Me? Or him?
Probably. Oh, no.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
It's a $5 tips.
I don't care.
I guess this party started somehow.
Oh, man. Oh, dude.
Nick's like, this is a family story.
I got to charge for that. You can't skip away for free.
I just got paid.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm his agent.
Oh, is that what that is? No. Okay, is that what that is? We gotta go, guys. That is all. Thank you, guys. Okay, so where are you heading?
Right,
for your
you keep
next
asking me this question.
I know. We'll get to it eventually.
We got this. Yeah, I posted a poll on Twitter. I have 5 games left on Wii U, so I'm almost done. So I'm going on to the next thing. I asked between Saturn, which is practically impossible.
Yeah.
I'm so glad no one voted for that. Thank you, everybody. Super Nintendo, which also no one voted for, which I'm surprised, which is also hard.
If I would have saw it, I would have voted for it.
I gotta stop you right here. Travis Dollarson.
Oh my God, dude.
$20.
Oh.
Says, here for Hotel Transylvania hype train.
Wow.
James, look at what we just talked about.
Oh my God, dude! Thank you so much. First off, Travis, thank you so much for that.
Thank you,
I
Travis.
truly appreciate that. That is amazing, man.
Yeah, but this guy's never even played it, so.
I will play it
$20
now.
to me.
I will play it now.
Right,
I'll
that's
take
who
that
you
$20. I'll
wanted
go
it.
buy the game. Thank you. Maybe we'll talk. No, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Bobby, that equals 4 articles of clothes.
4 articles of clothes.
I've only got 4. Nobody wants to see that. Let me finish the question with
Yeah,
James.
this has been so long.
Okay, so where are you at with your, so you asked on the poll, you had a poll question.
Between those two, GameCube and N64. N64 came in second, GameCube came in first, and then Nick replied on it and was like, "You might want to go for N64 because GameCube's hot right now," which
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course it is. I just love the GameCube so much, and I'm torn right now between the two. I really am.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot. I think there's more expensive stuff on the GameCube than there is N64.
Well, because it's still relatively new.
Yeah.
And it's not. Plus, the GameCube always seems to have a lot of nostalgia for people.
Yeah.
I do these shows a lot, and there's two mindsets whenever I bring someone on the show. Typically, the mindset is when it's the favorite console, they either go Super Nintendo, which is my generation, my era,
or GameCube.
That's typically the answers I
Yeah.
get. Or Switch. But that's because it's new and it's
Yeah.
fresh in everybody's mind. It's rare anybody ever says Wii U or Wii or the original Nintendo or N64. It's them two
I wouldn't
consoles.
even put Wii in top 5.
Yeah.
Wii U in top 5.
Yeah, it's in the,
Terrible
it's those two.
console.
It's a terrible console that had great games.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I feel like the
Seriously.
games that
That's why
did
they're all
hit
being
it.
ported to the
Yeah,
Switch.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think at this point we are going to shut it down. Before we get in, I want to ask you, let people know where they can follow you, where they can find you, all that stuff.
YouTube.com/JamsGams. I tried to get JamsGams on Twitter, but some guy that I guess has it. So it's at Dr. Doom still with 9 O's.
Wait a minute, somebody has Jams Games?
Yeah.
Are they using it?
No.
We need to reach out to him.
I know.
I want everybody to reach out to Twitter and get
At
that
Jams
handle
Games.
taken down and
Down.
get this for Jams. Let's do this. Everybody in
retire
chat
Dr.
right
Doom.
now, let's make this happen.
All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to be starting, I think I'm going to put Co-op Kings and all my streams on Twitch now. So that's also /JamsGams. I think that's basically it.
I think you should do Twitch.
Yeah.
My thing is this. I love YouTube for what it is. The streaming side of it, I tend to like YouTube a little bit less than Twitch. But YouTube is starting to come around a little bit. But with Twitch, it's like everything's there, ready to go. You know what I mean?
The thing, I started on YouTube because I was like, well, I want to gain subscribers from this. I want to gain an audience on my YouTube. But after all my streams that I've ever done, I've gained maybe 1 sub from it. So
Really?
Whatever. I'm just moving to Twitch.
Okay.
Yep. Switch into Twitch. Switch into
Twitch. Okay. So at this point, we're going to take another little break, 5-10 minutes, whatever it is, and then Joe after work will be sitting right here.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap it up. It'll be awesome.
Bye,
Don't
everybody.
go nowhere.
See ya.
Do your thing, Joe.
Oh, you didn't even have to mute that.
Huh?
You
No,
didn't even have
I
to mute
turned the mute off.
Oh yeah, you didn't have to mute this
I
entire
was just
time.
being.
My bad.
Stop producing. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru, back. Hour 3 with my boy here, Joe After Work.
Yo.
The most amazing streamer on Twitch.
This guy.
You guys
This guy.
really need to go support him. Go check out his channel. Joe After Work everywhere.
This guy.
So, what's up, man? How you doing?
It's been good. This is awesome.
This
dude.
is fun, dude.
This has been awesome.
It's been a blast. First off, let's do this. I want to thank everybody so far that's been super generous, number one. Beyond that, just generous with your time and coming and hanging out, making it. Dude, the chat's been filled. I look down and look, like we're 2 hours in. I look down. There's like 20 people here. It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
So thank you. I really appreciate that. Like, we slapped this thing together like a month ago, and it was Nick promoted it, and I went to Nick and I was like, "Hey man, I got this idea." He's like, "You're booked. Go ahead." And I'm like, "Oh my god, dude, really? Like, what's going on here?" And then I reached out to Joe and Jams, and it was like not even a hesitation from any of them. All three of them were like, boom. The only one that bailed on us was Pat, because we did ask Pat.
Damn it, Pat.
But you know, whatever. Pat's Pat. Yeah. Pat's Pat. Whatever, Pat.
I could have got the day off.
And little Ribble here is
Ribble
holding his own. So
Can I just say I'm very happy about how that came out.
that came out awesome.
That is my best
Can I-
piece of work.
Can I have this?
That? Yeah, you can have that.
This is
You
going to
can
go on my shelf
You can have it.
behind me. So Ribble will be with me forever. I love that guy. Thank you. Thank you for giving me that.
He should be able to stand up when you get home. I don't
I'll
think you
make
need
him
all that
stand. You
tag.
don't worry. I'll make him stand up. Don't worry about that.
I think it's just the unevenness here, but
it's
that
fine.
thing was standing up.
I'll make him stand. Don't worry about that. So I got some questions here. What's
Yeah.
that? Oh, I'm gonna make him stand. Don't worry about it. Me and Ribble, we have some private conversations during Fortnite hour. So you've been streaming for how long on Twitch?
Oh man, I want to say 2.5 years on Twitch.
And to me, like, I look at your graciousness with so many other streamers when people come to you and like, hey, how do I do this and how do I do that? Like, to me, that's the people I want to work with, because you're like that. You know what I mean? Like, I've
Yeah.
always been that way of like always trying to help people that come to me and talk to me. But like, I want those type of people around me as well. And that's the one thing I have always taken from you is you always do that. I mean, with me, and I look at Sean, like everything it's amazing, dude. But
Thank you.
you don't let me. You don't like compliments. I like the. I got you here. You can't go nowhere.
Like,
You're
oh, man,
stuck.
I can't leave.
But you're the Rybo of streaming to me. Like, Rybo's the technical side and helps us all, and then you do this.
He secretly helped this entire stream. Just nobody knew.
Yeah,
he was
exactly.
Here.
Yeah, he was here. Well, he was here in spirit, man. He's always here. So, what made you start streaming?
For me, I was at a weird time. I was doing a podcast with a couple of friends, and things kind of broke out. Things kind of, fizzled out scheduling wise, and personal things going on in everyone's lives. So I was like, okay, let me try out the streaming thing. Like, I started probably around 2015, 2016, when YouTube first announced like the beta of the live stream stuff.
Okay.
And I tried messing around with that. Then I made a Twitch account and messed around there, but it was always on and off very early on. That's why I don't say I've been streaming for like 3-4 years now. Like, I really do say like the solid point was I came back from a Capcom trip. I was lucky enough to get invited out for them for Resident Evil 7. Mm-hmm. This was 2016. It was their 20th anniversary tour kickoff. They flew me out to freaking San Francisco. I was part of their ambassador program. Yeah.
Wow.
It was dope. It was dope.
I think I got it going on because I get trucked out to E3, and this dude's like, company's like, hey, you come play our game. Wow.
They knew nothing of like the YouTube channel or anything. It was all through the ambassador program. I filled out a survey, and they emailed me like 2 months later, like, hey, we want to invite a few people out to try out some stuff with Resident Evil 7 and some stuff behind the scenes and all that stuff, which was really cool. That's where I met like a bunch of people that also had like Twitch channels. Like I met Wolf DNC. He's an amazing speedrunner on Twitch. Does all the classic Resident Evil games. I met probably one of my closest streaming friends, Seek and Destroy, who's doing Venom Vlog over on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that was what really got me to like go like, okay, here we go. I got to go full in on Twitch because it makes sense from a gaming aspect. Like I can post up Let's Plays left and right over on YouTube, but there's no interaction there with other people, and I realize I feed on interaction with other people. Like that's where I get like the conversations that you and I have, that I have with Joe, that I have with Jams. Like I feed off of that, like playing games and just and chit-chatting, BSing.
Yeah. You have a very entertaining attitude. It's very rare that you're off. There are times that I see you when you're off.
Yeah. When I flip out and
No. The other day,
oh boy,
we had this call, right? We all make this call because we need to figure out what's going on here. Sleeping Beauty here.
Sleeping Beauty, yeah.
He totally misses it.
10 hours.
More like 20, but I called him. Right, you guys were there. I called him. He didn't answer. So after the minute we get done the call, he jumps in the chat. Hey guys, I overslept.
Dude.
I'm sorry. So I call him. The hair is all out of whack. I've never seen in my life. It scared me. I thought the apocalypse was coming. Like I've never in my life seen him look that way. He's normally like not a hair out of, and I'm like, it was all over. The hair's up out of this way, and like, it was nuts. It was crazy. I was scared for my life, people.
Oh man, dude. I don't even know what happened. I like shut my eyes at like 7 o'clock, and next thing I knew it was 10, 11 or something.
Yeah, it was like late. I'm like,
okay, I had my alarm set.
Yeah, well that worked. That worked real well. That worked good,
dude.
So anyway, this isn't our first meeting.
No,
we met almost a year ago. We got to go do that Ojo thing, which was awesome. Pretty spectacular.
Yeah, that was surreal.
I mean, I know my take of what went down, but what was going through your mind during that whole thing?
For the Ojo thing?
Yeah, for the Ojo thing.
Dude, I was just like, first off, I was like, why the hell does Bobby want me to go with him? Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm still thankful for that. I don't know if we'll get into this later. Oh my gosh.
The Faya?
Yeah, the Faya thing, the Zoink Games thing. That was like, you're the reason for a lot of ideas that I've come up with. Like, yeah, I don't think you realize like there's a bit of inspiration there to like behind the scenes. I'm like, okay. I never thought of like there's conversations that we have, and it's just like later on I'll think back and like, you know, maybe I should look at it this way. Or like there's times where I'm doubting myself and we're texting and crap. I'm just like, you know what? No, I got to get out of this funk. And like certain ideas will spark from those conversations that we've had off camera.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, going back to the Ojo thing, like I thought it was pretty dope. Like meeting those people, having the conversations that we had. I will say I was a little upset that you didn't get an Ojo. They gave it to me. They gave it to you and they took it back.
So the thing is, I'm sitting at the table, right? And it's me sitting here, Joe sitting next to me. I got Tom and Jack, which work for Ojo, across from me. And then this woman, I forget her name. I can't remember her name now.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry, because you cost me an Ojo. She's a PR firm. She's sitting next to me, right? So we're laughing, we're all having a good time and stuff. And then Jack and Tom, Jack stands up and goes, "This is yours," and hands me an Ojo. And I'm like,
he just casually says, "Oh, that's yours."
Yeah, that's yours.
Like that was like, the whole thing.
It's in my hands. It's mine. She says, "He can't have that." What do you mean I can't have it? He just said I could have it. Then you're taking it away from me. And turns out, because it was a prototype, they were afraid that I would do a review based on the prototype, and if something broke, then I would grade it improperly, and so the PR person snatched it out of my hands.
She shall be nameless.
she's
Probably
nameless because
better
I
that
don't.
it's nameless.
Probably better that I don't remember her name because I was, Anyway, the point is the point
Yeah.
Tracy. The point is that like, yeah. So,
But the way you had those conversations with them too, I stood quiet the entire time. I said my 2 cents here and there, but like the interaction between you and the PR people and the actual Ojo people,
yeah.
it was really amazing to actually like just see how it goes down in person.
Yeah.
like that was cool.
It was surreal for me. It was very surreal
was-
for me,
yeah.
and that's where I remember walking out with you and just like, did that really just happen?
That
was just insanity.
Like even going back to like when we actually just met outside the Starbucks in front of the, by Nintendo New York, I'll never forget. I was like when we met up outside,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have the coffee. I
He
spilled coffee.
He spilled coffee on me. He walks up and he hugs me so hard that coffee like splatters something like.
I'm a hard hugger.
And he's like wiping me off. It was,
like, oh man, sorry. I
But,
was so nervous.
But it was, to me, that was, I feel, like a defining moment of what you and I have become friends-wise, because it starts there and it just continues where I feel, and I've always felt this way, is you always are so giving to me that it causes me to want to do. Dude, are you crying?
What? No, I'm not crying.
You get like
I'm
well
like, I
up,
get
man.
teary-eyed.
Okay,
I get
please.
teary-eyed.
It's okay.
Yeah, but no, he's gonna start making me get upset now. So I'm trying to be honest. And it's,
Joe is the best guy.
This guy.
So
this
the
guy.
thing, so the
Oh,
thing
man.
is like we've continually worked together on that space because I feel we both have a common goal for each other, and we both want to see each other achieve our goals, and it's like that's the type of people that I love to be around, and that's the type of friendship that I'm so glad that we have grown over time. And he's making it hard for me, man. He's making it real hard for me.
I try to deter it back.
But at the end of the day, it's I look at that moment as the beginning, because then the Faya thing comes up,
Yeah.
and so for those that don't know, Zoink Games reached out to me, and we're like, we need a list of other indie creators that we want to invite to a first impression play of Faya. Immediately, I grabbed Joe, and I grabbed him, and I gave Pat. Pat bailed yet again. It's
sensing a pattern,
yeah.
Bobby.
There's a strong pattern with Pat. But at the end of the day, but I also had to back out too.
Yeah.
It was my wedding anniversary that day of the event, and that when I was still trying to get my marriage back, so I felt like it was better for me to stay there than like, oh, could we go another night
Reasonably
for the wedding
so.
anniversary? Because I'm
Yeah.
going to go to New York to do this other thing. Bad move on my part if I would have. But anyway,
I did like Klaus now though.
yes,
Yeah.
you did like Klaus. Now,
He was
which
understanding.
the great thing was when I met Klaus at E3, he was like he talked about you,
Oh,
and
man.
he was just like, dude, that is so awesome that I finally get to meet you, and I'm so sad you didn't come to New York. And
I had no idea you guys never met. I was
We
under the
never
impression
met, no.
you actually like
No.
spoke and met at one point.
So I've done two podcasts with Klaus.
Yeah.
One was for Zombie Vikings,
Okay.
and then the other one was pre-Faya. They just announced Flipping Death, so we had a conversation. We did a podcast based on that. They also, if you go back to the Geek Guru, that's an old school
Shout
thing.
out.
Go to that channel. There's actually a video of me opening a can of dead fish that they sent me. So the idea was, if I ate a piece of this dead fish, they would send me a physical copy of Zombie Vikings. It is the funniest video you will ever see.
I've yet to have this fish.
I'm sitting there, I'm shaking it, and I can hear the liquid in it, and I'm like, wow, this is real. Because it had a Zombie Vikings label around it.
No.
Yeah, they put like a Zombie Vikings label. So I'm thinking, oh, they sent me a T-shirt in a can. They're being so nice. No, they didn't send me a T-shirt in a can. They sent me fish, and it was dead. And it's, dude, I cracked the can. I just crack it. Dude, the smell that permeated out of this can, death.
It's
through
like
and through.
fermented fish,
Yes.
right? Or fit
Yes.
like
Yeah, it's something that they eat in Sweden. That's very, it's like a delicacy, and they had this big event where it's crazy. It's the it's gross, man. Like, I don't even know how you want to put that thing near your lips. You open them, there's eyes. Like, you see fish eyes, you see fish heads, you see, like, little flippers. Like, I was getting ready to eat Finding Nemo, man. Like, I'm like, this is, like, I found Nemo. Like, I found Nemo.
Found Nemo. Not to steer too far off, but have you ever had, like, a fried fish, like a red snapper, and the eye is still in there?
No. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing looking at me.
I'm just gonna say.
I'm just gonna say to you, anything that looks at me, don't want to touch it. Don't want to look at it. Don't want to eat it. I remember one time I was engaged to a girl from Mississippi, and I go down there to visit her family, and I walk into a convenience store, similar to a Wawa, Joseph, or a 7-Eleven for you.
Shout out to Wawa.
So
I know Wawa.
Okay, you know Wawa. Yeah. And I walk in the store, and they have these glass lights, and there's these catfish, fried, with their heads, and I'm like, what is that? And why are people buying it? Because that's gross, man. No, don't want none of that. Then I go to a casino, right? Then we go to a casino for a buffet. And I'm like looking at all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, that looks like chicken wings. I'm gonna grab some chicken wings. And the girl I'm with, her cousin goes, oh no, that's frog legs.
Oh man,
I'm gonna put you right back right where I found you, because I don't want nothing to do with that stuff. Man, no.
No, thanks to frog legs. No. I think the line is the red snapper with the eye right there.
Okay.
Fried. That's it.
Anyway, let's get back on track.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That was the 1960s.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
not the 1960s.
Back in my days.
Son of a. So, if someone was getting into Twitch, now you're looking back, what would you give? Like, what piece of advice would you give them, or tip, going in a new Twitch streamer?
The biggest, and it's funny because me and Joe were having this conversation in the car earlier. The biggest thing is do not worry about like viewer count at all. Like, don't get discouraged by any of that stuff. Just go in there, and it's kind of like the conversation you and Jans were just having before. Mm-hmm. It's like I spent about a year to a year and a half streaming to an audience of no one. Twitch has changed so much over the years.
Oh yeah, man.
Like, it's crazy how different it is now. Sean Capri became an affiliate in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. You came like in 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, it was the same thing.
Dude, like,
Because Sean got upset. Sean got upset at me because I was like, oh yeah, I did the same thing. It's not that big a deal, right? And Sean's like, well, I thought it was special, but now you're just going to take it away. And here Jason Lacey. Jason Lacey's like, well, I still can't become an affiliate. So it's like, so I was like, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know. Like, it just happened.
It just happened to me one day. I wasn't even noticing it.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Are you affiliate? We want to give you bits. I'm like, I don't know. Am I? And I just looked on. I am.
Yeah,
man.
It happened for me, and I didn't like. It was pretty much the hardest part was getting the followers.
Yeah.
And fortunately for me, and I've said this numerous times, I have a rabid following that I love to death.
Yeah.
And that, like, if I say, like, guys, I'm going to go do this, they go follow. That's why, ultimately, like, you thank me for doing the Ojo thing and the Thea thing, but I thank you guys out there, because without them, that don't happen for me.
Yeah.
Because when I say, because this is the truth, when I say, hey, man, go check out this Ojo thing, they go look at it. If I say, hey, man, go buy Chicken Wiggle, go support Chicken Wiggle, they go do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like all my relationships come off of the fan and the communities.
Dude.
My friends, I don't even like the word fans. I think it's a disgusting word. But my friends, for me, they're rabid and they go do what we ask them to do, and that helps us.
Yeah,
because
man.
at the end of the day, like, you don't have to give money. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You just show your support by showing that, like, hey, this guy is cool, and we're going to support stuff that he does, and then it gives us the ability to do all the cool stuff. Like, I don't go to E3 without them.
Yeah.
I don't go to the Ojo meeting without them. I don't get invited to the EA event, because that was, even though Zombie Vikings was there, that was an EA event.
Yeah.
I don't get invited
What's
to that.
the name of their thing? Their indie
Originals.
thing?
EA Originals. Yeah. So that all happens because of that. And so for me, like, I was like, one day I'm like, I'm just going to go stream on Twitch. and boom, like that
Everyone
first
moved
night,
over.
everybody moved over.
It was
like,
crazy.
There it is, got 100 the first night, and I was like, wow, okay, I'm there. And then the rest is easy to get. Then it's just a matter of streaming and putting the time in, and that's the hardest part is getting the followers. So anyway, that was a long story to get to.
No,
So you're
no.
saying don't obsess about that.
Yeah, don't obsess about that. The other thing would be, because that's like the perfect time to just get all the crap out and figure out who you are, what you want to stream, like who you are on that platform.
Yeah.
And finding yourself. The other thing is go to other streams, see what other people are doing. You'll get to learn from them, checking out, being part of their communities, being active in their communities, knowing the people there. That all helps. It's all like, it's, I guess, where you can say the definition of networking comes from, because you're going to different networks in terms of like the streamer is the network that you're going into and viewing them and checking them out and being a part of it. You're getting to actually talk to a human being that's playing a certain game and cracking jokes at times, like getting to know them, and then over time, hey, whatever, you start to get into
stuff though,
dude.
Like the two that I love the most, when I show up, I don't know if he plays for everybody, but he plays them for me. So the one he does, he plays the Reggie and he fights with Reggie.
Yeah, man.
And then the other one he did, I used to love, was Miyamoto, and Iwata and
down.
Reggie. No. Miyamoto, Iwata, Reggie in the Jeep.
Oh, in the car, yeah, man.
And he turns
That's
his
classic.
chair, and he's like, and he's waving and he's riding and stuff, and then he's like, Miyamoto, watch out with the drink. And so, dude, I lose it every time. I love that one. That's the best. And that's the thing, like, I see those, and to me, it's like, you are doing stuff. I don't understand how you don't have like 1 million followers. Really, I don't. It blows me away because you are the most entertaining. You could take the dumbest game in the world, the dumbest game in the world, and it's
Senran Kagura. Let's just be
Sonic
upfront.
anything. Just take Sonic anything, and
Sonic?
you just. Oh, sorry, James. I thought you left. My bad. But you can make it. You can make it amazing. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. Like, I go to your. It's one of those things that, like, when PewDiePie started exploding, right? And he would be like, "Hey guys, go play this game," or "Hey guys, go play that game," and then the game would go right. It would chart the next day, right? And then when all the copyright stuff started hitting on us, right?
Yeah.
And it started making it hard for us content creators to create content because it was like, oh, well, Nintendo's striking that, and Capcom striking that, and this Ubisoft is hitting stuff. And it was like, wait a minute, guys. They don't come to see the game. They're coming for the creator.
Yeah, they come for the game. They stay for the creator.
Or I feel in your
if they
case,
hear
I
about
come for you, and then I see the game. Like, I come for you to watch some volleyball game, and then I see some half-naked girls, and I'm just like, so Joe, about this game.
Your fiance know about this.
It's like this is nice. I like
She
this.
lurks. She
My
lurks.
question for you. I'm sorry, but how many cameras do you have when you do the
It's all on one camera.
No
All on
way.
one camera. Yeah. You just switch scenes, hotkeys and Stream Deck, whatever you want to use.
Yeah.
It's all you can. It's amazing what you can do with just
technology?
the simplest.
So you're
piece
only
of
using one
technology.
camera.
I'm only using one camera for all those. I'm just resizing them, putting them in different scenes. This is behind the scenes stuff, so if anyone wants to do it, there you go. That's the trick. You can do multiple cameras, but that's just gonna.
It's gonna bog you down.
Yeah.
You gotta have like a supercomputer to do that stuff. That's the biggest thing. I mean, that's where I'm looking to. I'm considering. I want to talk to you privately about getting.
He's gonna join the PC Master Race.
Well, that's going to happen. That's definitely going to happen this year, hopefully. It's got a couple things happen first. No comment. I don't want to get sued. But I have to wait for a couple things to happen first, and once that happens, then we can move forward with all that talk. But what you have so many games, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's insane the amount of games you have.
So, first off,
First off, where do you work that you're allowed to that you can afford these games?
So it's different parts. All right. So no, I'm not a drug dealer or anything. Let's just
starting
phase
to
that
wonder,
out right
you
now.
work in that. Listen, every big drug dealer in all of movies works in an art studio.
Just because I
or
work
they're
live
moving
in New York City.
they're moving like art from here to there. I want to know what's in them statues. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
Oh man, no. So I'm a facilities manager for an art gallery.
Yeah.
I started that job a little bit after I started my YouTube channel. And that's really where I was able to change things. Some of this might be a little bit of a repeat from We the Gamers Cast, so
Nobody listens to that show. You're fine.
Sorry, Sean. But yeah, I was working at Apple for about 8 years, and I hit a ceiling at one point, and I was doing facilities management, a coordinator there, and trying to find ways to move on up. So I found this other job, and I applied, I got the job, and I was able to make a little bit more, a better living for sure, because living check to check, I'm sure people in the chat everyone's been there at some point, and it's a pain in the butt to like really be like, okay, I have enough to pay rent but not have food. Like that, it gets you know, really stressful. So it's like, all right, I know there's something out there that I can do and be able to, you know, finally get engaged to my fiance, like propose to her, get a ring there, be able to not have to like worry about like whether or not rent versus food, you know, and the living situation that we're in right now is like, we're a little bit fortunate because it's her mother's apartment and the rent isn't so bad, so it's
that
like
helps.
All that I'm able to save up for, you know, I just keep putting money aside to save for when, you know, we eventually have our own place.
Yeah.
And then all the overtime that I do, because it's just like absurd overtime. I'm working like 50-hour weeks, basically, 50 to 60 hour weeks at a time.
Makes it rough. Makes it rough sometimes.
So
that's what makes me wonder too. Like, where the hell do you find time to
I don't
stream?
sleep.
You don't sleep.
I don't sleep. I actually don't sleep.
Because you legitimately, dude, you will stream till late at night.
Yeah.
And then you're up like producing content that, because your streams end up on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you cut them and put them over there, and it's like, you're a madman, dude.
Yeah, I'm a little crazy.
Sleep. It's called sleeping through meetings.
Sleep through meetings, exactly. No, like I'll take my naps here and there. That's what Sundays and Wednesdays are for.
Apparently
editing
so.
and sleeping.
Yeah.
But yeah, that job, like the overtime, I basically like math it out, which I'm terrible at, but I math it out to be like, okay, this much overtime I'm gonna put towards YouTube and Twitch,
Gotcha.
and then that's where all the games go for.
That makes
like
sense.
go for, and
Makes
then
a lot of sense.
all like the donations, the bits, and the subscribers from Twitch, I put all that back into the channel. I had this thing, and again, this is nothing against anybody who puts the money that they make from like YouTube and Twitch towards buying games. Like my philosophy for me is I want to be able to put that money back into like upgrading the channel, do a lot of behind the scenes stuff, make things better.
Yeah.
And no pun intended to make us better. But
that's why we came up with that name. Like that's where it came from. Legitimately,
It's
like
true.
that's where that came from. Me, Toby, and Sean sat there, and we were just kicking around ideas, and it was like we kept saying the word over and over again, and I forget who said it, but somebody was just finally like, "That's the name, dude. Make us better." That's
a good name.
It's a good name.
It's
man.
a really good name.
Yeah, it worked
Like,
out,
smart.
man. And then I left.
Make Bobby better. There we go.
No.
Where were? Oh yeah. But yeah, that's how I kind of math it out. Is like I'll put
the chat.
the
Get the chat.
I'll put the
Can I borrow
Twitch
it?
and stuffs.
Go ahead. I just want to see. I just want to
Chat.
make sure that like
Oh, is your phone dead?
my phone's like almost dead.
No, dude, I had.
Oh, well, why don't you tell me that? Let me see that.
Sorry, my
Okay.
bad. I didn't know.
Guy's holding out on me, man.
I know, right? I have all the juice. I have all the power here.
All right, I got you now. Okay.
There we go. You're good.
I
You
think
good, fam.
not really, because it's not
Uh-oh.
juicing.
It's not juicing.
All right, there we go. I got it now.
You're good.
I just had
All
to
right.
flip it. So okay.
Beautiful.
So you're putting everything back into the.
I'm putting everything back into the channel basically, and then whatever I don't use just gets saved for like when the next upgrade happens and whatnot. And then I'll like let people know, like I have it in the Discord, like, hey, here's what I'm kind of putting towards. And again, I know I don't have to say what goes to what. I just feel like I want people to know, like, hey, this money just isn't going nowhere. Like, this is going back into things.
That's the thing I've always wanted to do.
Oh boy.
Joseph,
I went to go have a slice of pizza.
are you serious? We're going to dinner
I thought we were
afterwards.
gonna eat
He just put in
afterwards.
the chat, I'm going to get pizza.
This guy.
You piece of trash. What about us? Like, we're all... That's
What
right.
about me?
We're all going to go get
What
dinner.
about
And he goes,
Raven?
I wasn't on a diet.
Well, we're going to dinner after this. Okay. All right. I'm just saying. It's all right. Okay. So that was always my thing too. Was I always wanted to put back into what I was doing. I always took any money that I did get from Make Us Better and dropped it back in because my feeling was I want to utilize that money to grow my channel.
Yeah.
And to make things better for me.
It's going to be the word of the day.
It's going to be the word of the day now. But just to make it so that way I can do things easier and better and all that stuff. And it was like, so any chance I got, like the webcam that I bought, that came from them. The second monitor I bought came from them.
Yeah.
Like lighting, all that stuff. It's like, because I don't have the money to just throw at it. So anytime I get anything extra, I'm like, that's perfect. It's perfect timing. Boom, I'm going to put it here, you know? So it's the best.
Dude, how awesome is it having a second monitor?
Oh my God.
It's a godsend.
Oh my God.
It's such
I want a third. I'm going to buy a third.
You're just going to be like Iron Man, just have all these screens
but my
up.
second, so the thing is this is how messed up I am. Rybo tells me I need a second display. So I'm like, oh my God, I got to go buy this thing. Rybo, you're making me spend money. I'm like, Make Us Better. I got some money in my PayPal account. So I go on Best Buy and I'm like, I'm just going to buy a TV. I didn't go buy a monitor, I bought a TV. And I hooked it with the HDMI, and it's like, boom.
Yeah.
But I want to get better. I want to get better monitors. So that's my next step, is to
Yeah.
buy better monitors. And I want to get better lighting. I'm always thinking of, well, I want better than that. I want to actually put stuff on the wall.
Oh, okay,
over me
yeah,
that
I see
shoot
what you're
down
saying.
on me
Yeah.
and stuff. I want to do the green screen that
Yeah.
you guys got recently.
I like your background, though.
Bad
man,
bitch
it's
just
all
showed up
good.
with pizza. What
And
it's okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for thinking about us when you mosey on over. We're going to dinner, and you're just over here.
3 is perfect. I can agree. Oh, 0. Yo, 0. Can I?
Good, dude.
Yeah. So part of also making the streams better and the channels better, and like how going back to networking and everything, you meet people along the way. 0, I met through Twitch randomly. I don't know how we found each other. That I can't remember at this point, but I think it was bonding through Resident Evil and just like knowing people within the Resident Evil community.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of like Resident Evil 2 speedrunners, and they're amazing people.
Yeah.
0 plays a lot of them, and he like went out of his way a couple days ago and just made some sub badges.
Oh, that wasn't the thing.
Joe-Cons. Yeah, the Joe-Cons.
Oh
he
my
made,
God,
he
they're
made the
amazing,
Joe-Cons.
dude.
And
They're
then all I
amazing.
did was just animate them
Yeah,
onto
they're
the
amazing,
thing.
dude. Bro, that was so cool.
So-
He showed them to me and Pat, and I was like, that is amazing.
I was like, he made a thing out of a thing that I just was
that
a
was
joke.
So cool. Yeah, that was so cool. So amazing. Yeah, that's
So I was like things like that happen, and it's all just from meeting other people. So like, you want to get into Twitch and stuff like that. That's how it works. People get affiliate quick. Some people get it quick. Some people don't.
Yeah.
Like it.
But the
just
thing
keep-
is you need to keep doing it.
yeah.
You don't go on and go like, because that was my thing when I first started streaming. I streamed on YouTube, and I was like, I got one person watching. Like, this is stupid. And then I was like, I'm not doing it no more. And then I stopped. And then then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna push, and no matter what happens, I'm gonna keep doing it. And then eventually it gets to the point where there are people to talk to.
Yeah.
And it becomes fun. It becomes very addicting, man.
I played State of Decay the entire game, the first one, to just myself. That
Because
was
my
it.
thing is, if you're gonna be playing anyway, why not just stream it?
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it starts to turn into for me.
That's what it's come. That's
Yeah.
what it's come to.
I'm playing anyway, so I might as well just stream
Oh
it.
man.
You know?
But yeah, that's how like so coming full circle to the FEA event, and when I did the preview video for that, which that blew up. That's like one of the few videos I have that's just like someone posted it to Reddit.
Okay.
And that's how that video blew up. But I was like, I wrote the, like what I wanted to talk about down, to like made a script for it, and that's sort of how Pocket Edition, the beginnings of that came to play. So like there's very few episodes of that, but that's because it's like it's not a review, but it does put a spotlight, kind of like what I do on Twitch, to a game, a very particular game, and I break it down like a review format without the score, because I hate review scores personally. So it's just like either you like the game or you don't, and here's the reasons why, and here's the pros and the cons.
Yeah.
So that's how I broke it down. But that event was what sparked.
Next week, I'm
The
going to have a
idea for
review for Flipping Death.
Yes.
I did that with Tim Wolf.
Nice.
Tim Wolf and I did it, and the way we did it, we went old school. So the way we did it was we put a score on the graphics,
Okay.
on
Oh
the music.
man, we're going like GamePro days.
We're going like Nintendo power.
Yeah,
How I-
Nintendo power,
we're
yeah.
we did graphics, we did music, we did gameplay, and then we did fun. And then I didn't put a score in on this because I'm in the game, and I felt awkward.
He's
putting
in the
a score-
game.
Yeah, I'm
Can
in
you
the-
find him?
Yeah, I'm in the game. Like, so I didn't. I felt awkward putting a score on it. So I was there for the conversation with him, and I was asking him things, and then he was giving me his opinion on
Yeah.
them. And then after each thing, he would give me. So what we do is we took all the scores that he gave, 1 to 10 for each thing, and then we averaged it, and that's the score. That's the overall score. And to me, it was like, this is how reviews were back in the day.
Yeah.
But it allows people to see, like, hey, they thought the graphics were this. They thought, so if you're a person that's in the graphics, you go, they gave the graphics a 10. This is a great game to look at. Oh, I'm gonna go for the music.
Yeah.
Okay, the music's this. They're gonna go, So that to me was a fun thing. Toby and I are looking to do a review of Regalia.
Regalia.
It's like
Regalia.
kind of like a Fire Emblem type game.
Okay.
Strategy based RPG.
It's on the Switch?
Yeah, it's on Switch. It's on Switch.
Why? I've heard of this game, I feel like. Is it like a top-down Android-y looking game?
Yes, it's kind of like a angle.
I think I know what you're
It's
talking
kind of like
about.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Okay.
like that type
Okay.
of game.
I know what you're
Oak
talking about now.
Oak Tactics.
I might have that. Damn.
You probably do. You probably do. So I want to say this real quick. I just
Yeah.
noticed Crashy is still.
Crashy's still here. Whoa.
Crashy's still here. She was the first one in
She's
the
a
chat.
champ.
Thank you, Crashy.
Yo.
You're amazing.
Thank you, Crash.
Yeah, thank you.
Whoa.
So, where was I going with this? We're here at this store.
Mm-hmm.
You've never been here before.
No.
What's your thoughts on? What's your hot take on this store?
Dude, I've been in front of that computer the entire time. All I know is that there's an awesome Witcher looking thing there, and there's a bunch of Super Famicom games that look awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They're gone?
You bought them?
The vendor's gone.
Oh,
the vendor's
gone. I thought someone bought them all.
Witcher 3 statue.
I bought from that guy. I bought Mother 3.
Yeah,
Complete
that's
in
right.
box.
Didn't you buy Final Fantasy 4?
Yeah, but I bought
5?
yeah. 4 and 5, 4 and 6
4 and 6
from Nick.
Dude,
But then
that's wild.
I bought from this guy. I bought Mother 3 complete inbox Japanese version. That's the only way you can get it.
Yeah.
And then the last time he was here, I bought Mother 2 from him, complete
Wow.
inbox. So I'm like,
Mother.
huh?
You also had Mother.
No, he didn't. He had the cartridge. I want complete inbox. Listen,
Oh man.
he goes to Japan all the time, bro. So it's like,
Dude.
but next time I have a block party, you gotta come down, man.
Dude, I have to
He
now.
just said he was at a thing in Long Island.
Long Island Gaming Retro.
Yeah,
Oh really?
yeah,
Oh snap.
yeah.
Damn.
There you go.
Man,
So-
I'm missing out on all these things.
So I heard somebody say something. I don't know what they were talking. So with that though, you are a huge RPG fan, JRPG fan. Where does that come from?
That comes from Final Fantasy VI, dude.
Okay.
That's my favorite game and my favorite JRPG of all
Because
time.
the other day we kind of got into a little debate. Because you said what Final Fantasy VIII was.
Oh yeah. No, Final Fantasy. What was it? It was bad games we like that we have to defend.
Yes.
And Final Fantasy VIII came up
And
because
then-
I
and-
really liked it.
But then I was like, dude, that's not the best. And he's like, no, 6. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, we're okay now. Because we almost got to the point where we broke up PMP.
yeah,
It got pretty.
It got
pretty
intense. All
Yeah.
from that, Super Mario Land 2 and Super Mario Brothers 2.
Well, Super Mario Bros. 2 was the best.
Debatable.
You're here now. Be careful.
I might not make it home.
Yeah, you might not make it home. Vanessa, he loved you very, very much so.
I'm just gonna be buried underneath. Oh my god! I just saw what I'm gonna buy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
What? Supergirl?
Tunneler.
Tell him.
I love Puppet Master. Sorry, this is real off tangent. Those of you who've been in my streams know I have a bobblehead of Blade. Tunneler is in a case over there, and it's the first time I'm seeing this. Sorry, I'm freaking out right now. Puppet Master, great,
stop real quick.
great
You
B
go buy
movie.
it and
No,
Because someone might come and buy it, and then
it's
you're
fine.
thinking,
It's fine. I'll throw like my wallet at them and just be like, no, that's mine. I'm doing it.
okay.
But we're talking Final Fantasy VI. It sparked my love for JRPGs.
Gotcha.
Just everything about it. The fact that it really, at the time, felt like you were just going out into a world and exploring. Didn't know, like, you can walk into areas and immediately know that, oh crap, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
The story is insane. The villain, the main bad guy of this game comes at you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
In like the most Joker of Joker ways.
Yeah.
He's a sicko, but you don't take him seriously until you take him seriously.
Yeah.
Like it's insane.
The funny thing with that game is I played that game almost to the opera. And I stopped. right?
Ultros is like my favorite part of that.
So I got almost up to the opera and I stopped, right?
Oh,
and I was
man.
first I was bored. There was something with it,
Yeah.
just because I loved 2 so much, and I was like, something's just not clicking. It's good, it's just not great. It's not clicking, and I stopped for a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna take a break. I'm gonna go play this. I forget what other game I went and played, and then it just always haunted me. I was like, if I don't beat this game, I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my life. And I couldn't remember where I was. I started the game up, and I had no clue where I was or what was going on, and I was like, I gotta start over from the beginning. And I fired it up, and I pushed through all of it again, watched all those cutscenes again, did all that stuff again,
Dude.
and then I hit the opera, and I was like, boom.
Again,
that was
the same
it.
thing.
I could not
It
put
happens.
the game down.
Really?
No. I love that. I love the idea of, like, here's an opera happening, and you're behind the scenes working your way around and trying to do all this. It was amazing.
Sorry to cut you guys off, but Fiona McKinnon, take it for what it's worth. She donated $5 in Canadian funny money. So
Canadian
that's
funny
another
money?
article of,
That's like 50 cents, dude.
I know.
That's like 50
I know.
cents. Fiona, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, Fiona. That truly is amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's
It just got hot in here. Oh my gosh.
nobody even wants to see that. Thank you so much, Fiona. That really, truly is amazing. I love you to death. You were on Nintendo Talk Live last week.
Yeah, last week.
If you want to see it, go back into the archives. You can check it out, but you can also listen to it on Apple Podcasts right now. She killing it. She's awesome. Go check out her Twitch channel and subscribe to her and all that good stuff.
She has an otter emote, which is the greatest emote of all time. I use it fairly often. Thank you.
So yeah, for me, when that Final Fantasy, when that thing hits, when that moment hits that opera, I fall in love with that game,
Dude.
Like, and I can't walk away from that game at that point.
Without spoiling this game, play as Primrose.
Dude, it's 20.
In
you're talking-
Octopath Traveler?
Okay, plays Primrose. I started as I told you guys the other day. I started
Yeah.
as Hannah.
Hannah,
Yeah.
yeah. She's like the strongest in terms of physical strength for
That's
sure in
why
that game. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a little baby. You don't like her?
I'm not a fan of
Primrose.
the
You're saying
story,
Primrose. Why are you
but-
saying? Well, I don't want to. That don't matter.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that
that's-
you start the game over as Primrose.
No, don't start the game over as Primrose. Pick her up, play her story.
Okay.
If you like Ultros's section of
Okay,
that game.
okay.
Yeah.
It'll maybe take me back.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Primrose was it's my favorite character in that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Final Fantasy VI in general, like that's a game that made you care about all the characters
Yeah.
in that game. Like every character had their own story, whether big or small.
Yeah.
And I think that's like flipping it over to Octopath real quick, like
Yeah, but
that's kind of like why I gravitated towards that game so much was a lot of it reminded me of that and Bravely Default put together, just creating this beautiful mess of glory.
Guys,
Producer Joe.
He's
producing.
He's producer Joe.
He's just like,
I'm paying attention. I'm like, yeah, let's
okay.
go. Yeah.
We're not professionals though, Joe.
10 minutes left.
Okay, 10 minutes left. 10 minutes in this segment, and then we're gonna do a couple things. But that aside, you're deep in the Octopath though.
I beat all the characters. I gotta grind my way out to get the final boss, the true final boss.
Oh my god.
It's a madhouse. It's gonna take me like another 10, 15 hours probably to get to that.
It's that crazy?
I gotta level up all my other characters
So
that I
you tell me,
haven't
let's
really.
just put it down.
No, beat the game.
I'm gonna stop now. I'm not gonna play anymore. Joe After Work recommendations: don't buy this game and don't play this game.
Man,
I'm done.
damn.
I'm gonna call Nintendo for a
Career
refund.
over.
Now,
20 hours in, I just got the chapter 2.
dude,
that sounds about right. I was
well,
at 20 hours in chapter 2. All the characters.
My issue is Fortnite and Dead Cells just
Dude,
ripped it out of my hands, man.
Dead Cells killed me. Like, I can't believe I'm actually into that game.
That
I
game's so
don't
good, dude.
like roguelikes.
Neither do I.
And
I hate
that
'em.
has gripped me in. Dude, I decimated a boss yesterday. Like, my run was crazy.
Am I the only idiot that can't beat a boss?
Yeah, you might be. Mr. Moody,
Oh
the
my
glorious
god,
one
the
himself.
glorious one. Now, see, he gave me.
That's a
He-
euro. That's probably
Well,
$18.
that's yeah, exactly. I was gonna say he gave a pound, and that is like huge money in England. Like it's $60-$70. Like it's crazy.
You can buy a game. You
can buy a game now.
Hotel
You
Transylvania.
actually take gold to buy pounds.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moody. Seriously, go check his YouTube channel out. He does.
.com/out-of-lives. Don't worry, Guru, I got you covered. All right, bye, guys.
He's been plugging Joe's been on it. He's been plugging everyone's channel.
Well,
in the
it's
thing.
about time he did something because he was late to the show. So he's got to step it up some way. And he went and got pizza and didn't ask any of us if we wanted any. So yes, you do need to do something around here. No, I don't want nothing. I don't want no calzone. You're done.
Didn't look that great.
This is the most Italian conversation I've been a part of.
Listen, don't get. Hey, we're gonna do the Jersey Boys.
Bobby, I was so offended. You
I'm
get
s-
this direct
I'm
going
single
out.
now. I'm
Is
single
that
now.
Doom?
Whoa, what's that?
Is that Doom?
No. This is Spider-Man.
All right, we're
64.
all right. Let's not derail. Let's not derail. Anyway, both Joseph and I have discussed the potential of doing a podcast called the Jersey Boys.
Oh my God.
It would have to be.
Buy jerseys.
It would probably have to be on your channel.
Jersey Mike's.
Where we want to be sponsored by Jersey Mike's and Wawa. I think I'd be okay with Wawa.
I'd be
Wawa.
okay with
Wawa.
that.
was good.
Wawa would be okay, even though it's really not Jersey. So no, we don't want a Wawa.
Is it not Jersey?
Tasty Cakes would probably be better. You know what I mean? Like
All right, yeah.
we'll get either Tasty Cakes or Entman's,
Yeah.
something like that would be.
We can't get sponsored by Toys R Us anymore.
Well, that they weren't a Jersey company anyway.
No, they were.
Were they?
Yeah, wait. They're 10 minutes away from my university.
I'm entertaining everyone.
We're having a conversation.
I'm sorry,
This is
you're
about
talking to the
Joe.
wrong show right now.
Yeah, I'm talking to the wrong Joe right now. I'm talking to the Joe that was on time.
Damn. I wasn't even arguing.
Association, Bobby.
He was at his stop on time. You were late to the stop.
I couldn't even figure out how to exit.
Yeah, it was
Jersey's
ridiculous.
confusing.
It's
I needed a
ridiculous.
passport to get
Yeah,
here.
it's
Like,
just nuts. It's
it's
just
insane.
nuts. Xenoblade. Did you beat Xenoblade?
Oh yeah, not the first one. I beat the second
No,
one.
no. I'm talking
Yeah,
about two.
the one that just that came out earlier. That's best
How many
Switch
hours?
game.
How many hours drop into that? thing?
120. I know people that have spent way more than I have. That was me getting through the story and grinding out. The side quests is my only complaint about that game. It's silly fetch quests, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Please don't fight me on that one.
Yeah, no, don't fight. Nobody's gonna
Don't
fight.
beat me up.
Nobody put the time in like you did, so nobody's gonna fight you on it. Don't worry about that.
Oh man, that game. Again, like JRPGs for me, the reason I love them so much is the story. Albeit sometimes some of them are a little wonky and wacky, or can have a lot of filler in it. It's the journey that all those characters go through. Almost feels very anime, and I
Yeah.
think that's why I gravitate to it so much. Was because growing up, anime was a big thing. Like anything I watched that was, Ranma 1/2, Dragon Ball, like Sailor Moon. I watched all that stuff because my older brother, like that was where all that came from. My love for Super Metroid, and like all that sparked from him. So whatever he watched was what I was watching, what I was playing. When we did Nintendo Talk the first time, it was, you know, Double Dragon 2: The Revenge. I played that with my brother growing up. That was the first video game memory that I still have to this day.
Exactly. Real quick, let the people know
Yeah.
where they can find you and all that stuff, and do that.
So joeafterwork.com has everything, but you can find me on YouTube /joeafterwork, twitch.tv /joeafterwork, and Twitter @joeafterwork.
So we are going to take a quick break, about 5 minutes. We're going to do a change. Nick Militia from Next Level Games will be here with us, and we're going to talk with him for a little bit. And so we'll be right back.
I'm going to keep going until we
just hit the thing. Jeez.
No, I can hear you.
Okay. Is it?
Not now.
This guy. Nick, first off, thank you for letting us.
Round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing us to do this. Seriously,
Yeah, thanks
this
for
is
filming.
very surreal for us to be able to do this live for the first time. We are so appreciative. I'm so appreciative. Number one, of you jumped on Make Us Better and was supporting me a long time ago. The minute we went up with Patreon, you were a true friend, supported, and I only walked in the store a couple times, and you were just like, "Hey man, you're doing stuff, let me follow you," and you've always been very supportive of what I do, and I appreciate that.
No problem.
What I want to do real quick is, if you want to tell people about your store, because this is where we are, so
Right.
go ahead.
Okay, so I own Next Level Video Games, which I'm sure you've heard about from Bobby and Sean and other people like that.
We don't talk about Sean here, all right? just kidding, Sean, I love you.
We're in Blackwood, New Jersey. Unfortunately, we're only local at the moment. So don't all flood me with emails about buying stuff.
You just go to his Facebook, like his Facebook page, and then you just bother him with, "Do you have this? Do you have this?"
Yeah. Or just send Bobby here to make him buy stuff and ship it to you.
That too.
That works.
No, that's not going to happen. that part's not going to happen.
But yeah, we focus more on retro games, but we do a little bit of new stuff too. And I've been doing this for 10 and a half, 11 years,
Yeah.
11 and a half years.
Yeah.
Too old.
I don't know what that is all about.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
No, you're a young guy. So, young.
You do something else that's kind of unique here at the store, and you just started doing that a few months ago.
That was our second one, yeah. So
Yeah.
last year we started, for people into speedrunning, we started the Next Level Speedrun Showcase, where it was me and a couple of local friends. My friend Brian Yelzrak, he has the world record in Marble Madness, River City Ransom, Magic Sword on Super
Okay.
Nintendo.
And he has the world records on those.
He definitely has it on River City Ransom, and wait, no, not Marble Madness. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Pretty sure Magic Sword and River City Ransom.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll correct me if I'm wrong. Definitely River City Ransom. I can guarantee that 100%.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
so we decided that we wanted to do a little event here. So last year we did a one-day event for a few hours. It was like 4 or 5 speedrunners came, and we just had a little marathon going on. And then back in the spring, we expanded it to 2 days
Okay.
of this year. And we had even more runners, a lot of really big names, Enemy, Glitchless, stuff like that. So we're doing it again. We decided to expand it to twice a year.
Okay.
So we're doing it again September 15th and 16th.
Okay.
We're going to be doing it live here. If you're local, you can come by and visit us. If not, we're going to be on twitch.com/ or TV.
Yeah, twitch.tv, yes.
/NL Video Games.
Yes.
So if you can all just go there and follow that
Joseph, you want to drop a link in the chat, please?
in advance,
thank
that'd
you.
be awesome.
Thank you.
But yeah, so we're
Yeah. Put twitch.tv /
NL Video Games.
NL Video Games.
Yeah.
Make yourself useful over there. You're already late to the show, and you held us up. So
But yeah, so we're gonna have Brian's back helping me run it, and a lot of the runners from the last time will be there. You can check out all the old videos are up there, and on our YouTube channel, which is the same thing, NL Video Games. So you can check all that out, and then we're gonna have even more runners this time. So it's
awesome.
really turned out to be something cool. Each time we're getting better with our presentation, and I think we're gonna have some really cool runs. We're gonna have some staples, just Super Metroid, Link to the Past.
that's awesome. You're doing it though this time.
So I'm doing Link to the Past Master Sword.
Okay.
So it's,
Explain to them what that means, because I didn't know.
so Link to the Past Master Sword is, as opposed, normally you're doing speedrun, you're playing the full game
Yes.
as fast as you can. Link to the Past Master Sword is you essentially start the game and you just play until you get to the Master Sword.
Okay.
So for reference, I'm going to try to shoot for about 25 minutes
25 minutes from start of game,
to Master
To
Sword.
Master Sword.
So 3 dungeons.
which and for those again that don't know, in order to acquire the Master Sword, you have to have so many hearts.
No, you have to get 3 pendants.
Oh, that's
In-
right.
in
Okay,
that
you have
one,
to get
yeah.
3 pendants. That's right.
Yeah,
that's
so you
right.
have to
I'm
beat the
sorry.
3 dungeons.
You have to do 3 dungeons. That's
Yep.
right. I'm thinking the original.
Yeah.
The original Zelda, you had to have so many hearts. Well, most of the Zeldas, you had to have so many
Right.
hearts before you could grab that sword. There was always like a precursor sword that you would get to before the Master Sword. What made you decide you wanted to jump into it?
I've been watching them for a while and really enjoying just the whole scene. And I kind of wanted to dip my toes in there and see what was, because I didn't know if I would be built for it. You know what I mean? And I don't know what it was. I was watching people do Zelda, and I was just remembering how much I loved that game as a kid, and I hadn't played it again. So I was like, you know what? Like, let me just play it and see. And I just found myself like really enjoying just playing the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it'd be fun to run this, but I don't want to play the whole game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I found out that there's a category to play the beginning of the game. So I was
this
like,
is perfect for me.
hey, you know
This is
what? I'm
perfect
going to
for me.
play the beginning of the game.
What? Now you're practicing,
Yeah.
obviously, and then, but when the time comes, you guys will have it set up where someone will have like a computer set up, and they're running the mainframe and the timer and all that.
Yep.
And doing all that stuff. Is there now? The only time I really truly watched speed runs was I was watching someone go for the Breath of the Wild record,
Okay.
and he had like stages.
Yeah. Okay. So his screen will have they call them splits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a way to keep track of your progress and like how to show how you're getting better at certain parts. So usually
Okay.
what you'll do is, for example, in Master Sword, you'll start the game and the first split will end when you enter the Sanctuary. So you escape the castle with Zelda and you enter the Sanctuary. And then after that, it'll be after you beat Eastern Palace, and
Okay.
then after you beat Desert, and then after you beat Tower of Hera.
Yeah.
And then Master Sword will be your last.
Gotcha.
fight.
Gotcha.
So it's basically a way to keep yourself on time, see where you're going, and the nice thing is that every time you play, you can save your times for those individual areas.
Yeah.
So you can know if you're moving, you're ahead of your times, or if you're losing time.
Yeah.
And then you can be like, okay, it gives you a chance to say, all right, I'm doing very well in certain areas, but I'm really bad at Tower of Hera. So
Yeah.
let me practice that. You know what
Gotcha.
I mean? So-
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Well, how do you now? You're practicing. I'm assuming you're practicing alone at home.
Yeah, just playing.
Do you feel like anything though? But do you feel like you hit pressure when you're doing it live, or
Well, this is the first time I'm doing it live, so we'll see how that goes.
like have you talked to anybody that does it? Like
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody. It depends on the stage. I mean, I guess you have a little bit of nerves in general because you're trying to impress, I suppose.
yeah,
If they're going to, a lot of those guys have been to the big, Games Done Quick events.
Yeah.
The ones that do the charities and stuff like that, and I think that is a lot more stressful than doing a small show like
Yeah.
ours, but small marathon. Yeah, I don't know. I think anytime you try to do any sort of live event, it's going to be a little bit more stressful, just because you don't want to mess up.
yeah.
But even at home, if you're playing, like if you're doing very well, it can be frustrating if you get towards the end and you mess up. You're just
Yeah.
like, I just ruined that whole run.
When I tell this story a couple times before, but I went to North Jersey one time to meet Brian from Image and Form, the CEO of Image and Form. He was showing off Heist, and it
Okay.
was at a steampunk convention up there.
Okay.
And he had Matt Foley with him, who does a lot of stuff with him. Anytime he has cons and stuff, Matt will go and help and all that. So I didn't know, but Matt actually at one time had, I believe, I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I apologize. But I thought at one time he had the world record for SteamWorld Dig,
Okay.
the original. But then it got taken away from someone, I think, overseas.
Okay.
But I don't know what speedrunning is at this time. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's about. And Brian says to Matt, like, show Bob you beating. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, dude, it takes 9 hours to beat this game. I don't want to watch you play this game through, right? We sit down. He hands me a stopwatch, and he starts going. And he's like, he's playing, and he hits points. And he's like, I should be at 6 minutes. And I look at the thing, 6 minutes on the dot. And I'm
Yeah.
like, holy crap, this dude has it in his head.
Yeah.
He beat the game in like 26 minutes, and I'm like, that is insanity.
Yeah. See, it depends on the category you're doing, because sometimes, they'll be like, you're not allowed to use glitches, you're not
Yeah.
allowed to use like certain tricks, but a lot of times, you're allowed to use whatever is given to you within the game. So if you know a way to like, phase through a wall, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Like
well,
Metro- like,
the only thing he was doing was they found a way to do this weird jump,
Right.
which allows you, if you do this jump,
Right.
you can get around this ledge, which then gets you weapons that you shouldn't get till further on in the
Yeah.
game. And the minute that happens, it's gloves are off.
Yep.
It's like that game's not broken, but you got that game beat, and you're just gonna phase right through and
Yeah,
do what you gotta do.
most speed runs you find, they do the any percent where, it's just like get to the end as fast as possible. You don't have to do 100%
Yeah.
of the game, and it's usually stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
like, like Metroid, the original Metroid. They lock themselves essentially in a door, and then they can keep hopping, and they go up, they clip up into the wall, and they can like shoot themselves into the bottom by going through the ceiling. And they could like skip complete areas,
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
get the ice beam before they're like supposed to.
Well,
and
I've
stuff
heard of
like that.
people beating. Oh my God, the Game Boy Zelda.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. I've heard people get to the end of that because same thing. They kind of like phase through a wall, and then they're off to the final boss, and it's like, the hell, like
Yeah, it's
that's
pretty.
crazy.
It's pretty interesting how people spend time to find stuff like that.
That's the thing that I think blew me away with Breath of the Wild was when they basically just lured Ganon out there and was like, you can go to him anytime you want,
Right.
and people were like, okay, I'm going, and it was like, holy crap, like these guys were beating the game in like no time, and I'm thinking to myself like, dude, I couldn't even beat like a fake Ganon on the side.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to go do that one where I got to fight all of them, and it's like just nuts.
Yeah. Oh, and it's insane because they're getting there as fast as possible. Specifically that run, they're getting there with like no health,
Yeah.
and they're getting there with like a rusty axe.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they just know exactly like when to hit and when to
Yeah.
throw.
It's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
pretty crazy. But it's you know what it is? It's I can't say everybody, but I'd say 99% of the people I've encountered just in the community for speedrunning has been totally genuine people, very nice.
Yeah.
Definitely all the people that we have at our event are wonderful people.
Yeah.
You know, we also have a Discord. Obviously, I can't speak the link for that.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's a bunch of signs and numbers.
Even if I remembered.
Yeah,
but,
I hate that part of Discord. It'd be nice if you could just make a name.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is my name and this is what it is.
Yeah.
It'd be so cool. Like that. That's the one. Now, if you're actually somebody in the world, you can actually get verified and get a certified one, and then you're some. You know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how the hell do you do that? Like, we got to figure that out, Joseph. There's got to be.
I'm on the case.
Okay, you work on that. You do that.
But yeah, it should be exciting. It's really fun, and even if it's not something that people want to do themselves, it's just interesting to watch. Like, you know, and start with a game that you really like, because you'll be blown away. Like you'll never understand, you know, how people are able to do what they can do.
Yeah.
But then if you watch it enough, you go, oh, okay, I see what they're doing, and it just becomes more interesting, and it might get you to actually play your favorite game again, because then you can try it out yourself, you know.
The one thing I'll say, anybody that ever decides to come down to New Jersey and come to this store, be careful, because this guy is he's a master manipulator, and he will make you he will have you buying stuff that you had no intentions on buying. Last time I was here, he had me buy Pokemon cards.
He almost got me with the Witcher 3 statue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He
And
literally-
just walks away.
You know how I do it? I don't force anybody to do anything.
No,
I let them process it.
That's a lie.
And
That's a
think
lie.
about what they want to do and what they want to buy. And
The
you
way
guys,
he
you guys
posed-
just do it to yourselves.
The way he posed it to me was, you've lived your life all this time without these cards. You're missing out in life. Like, your life is worthless unless you have these cards.
that may or may not have been what I said. Yes.
And then I started getting upset with myself because I didn't ever get. And then I bought 2 packs or 2 big boxes. And then I went home to Miguel. And Miguel's like, "Why the hell did you buy them?" He's like, "What are you doing? Like, what is wrong with you?" So, but the question I want to ask is, I talked to the boys,
Okay.
and if you'll have us back,
Okay.
we would like to come back again for
course.
future things.
Yeah, man.
If the people want us here. So if you
Yes.
guys are interested in us doing this again,
And we can even do it before, you know, the next block party that we're
Okay.
doing today. We can
Okay.
do it just a random day. We can pick.
Yeah,
a day.
yeah. I just thought this was kind of cool because everybody was here.
Yeah,
It was
I like
kinda
it.
neat.
I think it's
Yeah.
fun. If it wasn't our block party today,
Yeah.
like I would be back here hanging out.
No,
You know
yeah,
what I
and
mean?
that's so that's all it is. He doesn't want. It's not the block party thing. He just wants to come hang out instead of working and stuff. No, that's honestly that'd be awesome, and it would have been better for me if I didn't actually work today.
Yes.
So that way I didn't have to like rush around and do everything. But regardless,
Gotta
like
get internet famous, then you can quit your job.
that would be amazing. But it's not going to happen. anytime
Everybody hit
soon.
up that donation button.
That's everybody now gave me 1 penny. I'd have 1 penny in a little while.
Remember, $5, 1 article of clothing.
Who keeps saying this?
I do.
Yeah, well, guess what? I don't see you taking anything off.
I'll tell you. Listen, if someone drops $50 right now,
Joseph's saying if someone drops $50 right now, he will take something off. I'm willing. I'm thinking I'm going to do it just to embarrass you.
I might have to leave if this happens. Leave
So,
my own store.
So that's the thing. So if you guys want to see us come back, do this again, Nick said he's more than willing to have us here. I talked to the boys. They've all said, and maybe we'll get someone else come in as well. Somebody that bailed on us this time.
Yeah,
We can get
Patrick.
yeah, Patrick. So anyway, we're going to take a break. We're going to be back in like 5-10 minutes with everybody. All the boys will be here just to say goodbye and wrap up. And where the hell's producer?
someone called my bluff.
Did it? Holy crap, dude!
Oh shit! All right, I'm gonna step
On
out.
this channel?
Oh my god, dude! Wow, Travis, what the hell just happened, dude? Joe's gotta get naked.
I'm not kidding. No, look.
Go ahead, Joe.
You said you were gonna take an article of clothing off. Let's go. So take something off. Let's go. We're gonna make this happen. Let's go. Oh my God.
Yeah, do you want to get... First off, this seat...
Let's go.
Oh,
For a different website.
ooh. So this seat, guys, very, very low to the couch. Right? Ooh.
Remember when you said your lack of confidence gives you
Oh my God.
Well, when someone calls my bluff, what am I to do?
God. Oh my God.
Bobby! I am single, everybody in the back.
There's no reason. I can see why. Oh my God. Oh.
Well,
And in 3, 2.
my mother, so proud of me at this point.
Oh my God.
They called my bluff, Bobby. What am I to do? I'm going to say
Okay,
no to
so-
this and give the people...
Let's send us to a little music time there, Joe.
Joe's got to get naked 2018. Guru 2018. Oh my God.
Naked in the store, they're saying. Oh my. You're sweating there, buddy.
yeah, a little, yeah.
Turn a little red.
It is what it is.
Mr. After Work,
Yes.
we're going to take a break.
Okay.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come back in a minute. We're all going to be here and wrap
Bobby,
it up.
you owe me $50.
Okay. So, where are you sitting?
Sit right on James'
right
lap.
Okay.
Oh, it's so intimate.
There we go. There
So
we go.
intimate. You definitely can.
So,
Yeah.
No.
so we're gonna wrap up now. I just want to thank everybody that checked out the stream today. Joe's like, what the hell's going on here? Rybo, thank you for coming today.
Thank God.
We did talk to, help with a lot of technical stuff. Real quick, guys, if you want to say anything before we wrap it up.
Sure. You can, I can't look at Bobby right now. Hey guys, you can follow me on YouTube where I'm usually mostly clothed.
Yeah, you gotta move in.
Sorry. Oh yeah, you can follow me, Bad Big Games, on YouTube. The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast, on anywhere there's an RSS feed, iTunes, Google Play, all that jazz.
He'll be at the Blue Oyster next week, and James, go
It's
ahead.
my turn. Hi, I'm on YouTube at youtube.com/jamsgames.
Just love it.
Just a
Also,
monotone.
Pat should have been here.
Yeah, Pat's
missing out, man.
Pat's a loser.
It could have been a live Bargain Bros.
Yeah, it
that
could've been a live
actually
Bargain
could have
Bro.
been done.
Yeah.
Oh
it
my
would've been-
God, there could have
Yeah,
been.
that would have been amazing, right?
Oh my goodness.
That's what we'll do next time.
Yeah.
Next time. Pat's got to come down.
Yeah.
Joe,
Yo.
anything you want to say?
Yeah. Thank you for inviting us, and thanks
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
true.
next level for having us here.
It's awesome.
This is surreal. I had to meet some of my best friends here. This is
Right?
really awesome. So I'm not gonna forget this experience.
Yeah. And,
Well, I know I won't. Nor will I live it down, guys.
There's some things I
I'll
can't
tell you right now.
unsee,
I'll tell you
but-
right now. Rybo's already working on a gift.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude,
Oh, absolutely.
somewhere
I
out
mean, he's
there.
right here once he gets back
Yeah,
home.
once he gets
Yeah.
home, yeah.
You
You got a long
Shit
trip
was-
back.
Excuse
you know,
us.
But
It was bad bit.
for me, thank you guys for tuning in as long as you did, because I can't believe
Crashy.
that this many people, Crashy from the
Crashy,
beginning.
yes.
That's nuts. Thank you for hanging out with us, checking it out. if you guys want to see more of this, you definitely got to let us know, because we got the approvals from the boss to do it. So that is all. Peace out, Preston.
Okay, bye.
Oh, I gotta show them the
here's-
stream.
Yeah,
right?
so now we gotta. This is not as smooth.
This
as
is awkward.
It's not as whatever. It is what it
This is
is.
awkward.
This is what we do. This is
Oh boy.